Hiya, buddies! Welcome to Barn Burner, a Friday edition, a 10 days till Christmas edition of Barn Burner.
10 days?
Yes, sir.
Sweet
If
Jesus.
plus 10 is 25.
Sure on that?
If it is, then that's the case. But yes, good to have you wherever you are today. Appreciate you. Flames game last night, Flames game tomorrow. The final day of the Top Shelf Elf auction today on Nation Gear. That today. Football of some sort last night.
Not really. There's football of a better sort tomorrow. I'll tell you that for free.
Well, you hope. Yeah, Oof. You hope so.
I'm sorry.
Hawaiian shirt day. I was going to give you shit. I was going to say, dude.
You can count on me for a couple things. Not many, but like being hungover on weekend mornings and wearing Hawaiian t-shirts on Friday.
Friday is Hawaiian shirt day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Jeans if you want to, it's up to you.
Have you gone with the jeans? Are you wearing the jeans?
Yeah, I got jeans.
Yeah, good. Warner will be in a little bit later. Darren Dreger will join us. He's our one of our NHL insiders. He'll join us for TELUS on the TELUS Insider Hotline. Yeah. He is in Detroit, not Dreger, Warner. His kid, from the looks of things, they are shit pumping the Junior Coyotes.
I just went and got a screen grab for you. So as soon as Jack has that ready, we'll post that for you. It's not close. It's a lot to not many. That's the
Were you
score.
Checking in on the old live barn? Is that what you were doing?
I was one of the 12 people that clicked the link today. I don't know. It sounds like a dad of the Arizona team's doing the color. He knows everyone's first name on the one team, and then it's Buffalo centers it for the other end.
Is there a parent doing play-by-play?
Something close. It's he's got nicknames for the whole one team, and then Buffalo throws it in the corner.
Oh, well, yeah.
9-1. Look at this. And Warner's kid is a goddamn giant out there. It's like watching Tyler Myers and Jr. It's unbelievable. Who's the giraffe dressed up as a hockey player for Halloween?
That's awesome. So yeah, he messaged just a couple minutes ago. He says that he'll pop in here in about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, Dreger in about the same 15. So that's about how we work. Have nothing, and then everything happen all at one time.
By the way, the football game?
Yeah.
Fired everyone. Last 10 minutes.
Everybody?
Telesco, the GM, Staley, the head coach. If you got a losing record and Justin Herbert's your quarterback and you made the playoffs 3 times in 10 years and you blew a 27-0 lead in the playoffs to the Jaguars and you were down 42-0 at the half last night against your most dreaded rival, it's time to go.
So it's not Easton Stick's fault?
Easton Stick's being the best Easton Stick he can be. I think having nobody except Easton Stick is a GM issue. And not protecting your quarterback who has now fractured a finger on each hand this season. That'd be another
all 3?
issue.
Wow. Well, that's not ideal. So yeah, everyone was talking about, you got to fire him at the half. You got to get rid of this guy. I don't know how you go into
until the end of the year. Like you're going to get a top 5 pick. The Chargers are going to get a top 5 pick. Like, what?
I don't know that a new coach is going to drastically change their fortunes, but
go look at their record in 1-score games. If that's not coaching, I don't know what is.
Easton Stick might have a bit to do with that as well. But, well, hey, you know what? Hey, Brandon, thanks, man. Remember when Staley came in? This guy's going to revolutionize the way these young coaches come in using the analytics. They're going for it. This guy's got huge balls. He needs a wheelbarrow for his balls because they are so big. He'll go for it on 4th and 1 in his own. Like, he doesn't matter.
We're at our own 20. We're going for it. 4th and 2. Let's go. Oh shit! It didn't work. Touchdown. The other.
This guy's an idiot.
Yeah. The 27-0 in the playoffs was. We'll never see that again. Like I guess the 28-3 in the Super Bowl where Atlanta and Matt Ryan blew it to the Patriots was close.
Yeah, that's a rough
27-0. That lead was blown. That's almost impossible. Like that's preposterous that actually happened. Anyway, see you later.
You're a Chargers guy. So
how about your Bears? Big, you got a Saturday game tomorrow?
Shit, yeah.
Excited?
Yeah. Let's go.
Football picks today.
Joe Flacco, get out of here.
Joe Flacco's been good.
I think the Bears are like 4-3 or 3-4 since Big Daddy jumped on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll tell you who'd take Joe Flacco right now. That's our boy Jack and the Steelers. They got nothing at quarterback compared to Joe Flacco.
Yeah. We'll talk about our picks coming up. Someone needs to bounce back from an awful 0-3 week last week. I don't know who it was, but some guy's got to get his shit together.
Okay. Look at this.
Just want to mention, there it is, the old Barn Burner Blonde, Origin Brewing.
Yeah.
Deliveries went out yesterday.
Yeah, Thursday's
Saying,
delivery day,
deliveries? What do you talk about deliveries? That's right. Well, how do we get the beer, guys? What do we got to do? How do we get the beer? What do we got to do? Go to originbrewing.ca. You'll see the thing in the top right corner. You're going to click that. It's go and order some stuff. And yeah, I guess you could order stuff other than the Barn Burner Blonde because they have great beer.
I got the setup shooters, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe you want merch. Whatever you want. They will deliver it. Deliveries go out every Thursday to the city of Calgary for like $5.
I think our promo code has expired, but yes, they're still doing Thursday deliveries. And until midnight tonight, you can use the Sutter promo code. Little life hack here. Sutter6, all caps. That's a promo code. Dance
Number 6 or letters, SIX?
Numeral.
Okay. Got
Sorry, not number. Just Sutter, the number 6.
Got
Sutter
it.
6. There it is.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So I mean, it's people are talking about it. People are asking about it. People are talking about it. And if we just keep up doing God's work, it should be in every liquor store, pub, restaurant.
Yeah, it's on its way.
In no time flat.
I got this sometime after midnight last night, this image. You want to take a peek here? So this is familiar. That's our boy at the garage, right?
That's right. Yeah. We saw that one.
And no, we didn't. You know what's new there? Little zoom in.
Wow.
Little zoom in.
Look at that.
This. There it is, folks. We got our own tap handle.
The Barn Burner Blonde tap handle.
I love it. We need one of those for my set here.
Look at that. They got the Pioneer IPA on tap.
Oh, yeah,
got the coasters. I think that's an Origin coaster right there. Thank you, Garage. And you know what? He's got some merch on.
Yeah, he does. Look at that.
Look at that. He's got some Origin gear on there. They got some great gear. People ask about the hats and stuff. You go to originbrewing.ca and you can find all of it there as well if you want to get some stuff for yourself.
Love it.
Whew.
It's a lot. Oh, and there's Pike Bomb for you right there.
Pike.
That's Pike at his natural resting position, just hammering out stuff on the computer for FlamesNation.ca.
Click clack, click clack, click clack.
There's no way he's a hunting pecker. He's an all 4 fingers typer.
He's what?
Full speed. You know the hunting peck where it's like
he's hunting pecker.
You ever watched a grandpa try to type, Dean?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to bury it.
I hear you. I'm not.
Yeah, fair enough. Good stuff. So we did the old show last night, the Afterburner at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, the Calgary Flames and Minnesota Wild. How would you characterize the game? Because we have kind of pigeonholed these two teams in midweek games as being dull.
Well, I mean, it used to be. Since they got Kaprizov, the Wild are not dull. They're not. And they've got Boldy now. Rossi was good again. They're just not boring anymore. But they were for so long that the myth still lives.
Yeah, still capable of some dull hockey from time to time.
Gustafson's been nails against them. His goals against the Flames is like 0 in 5 starts now. It's quite impressive. I'm exaggerating, but a couple shutouts. He lost a game that he had a shutout in last year. The Wild thought they'd won it in overtime, offside review, offside. Toffoli wins it in the shootout.
Yeah.
But look, I think the Wild are a playoff team. If they have to get ahead of the Phoenixes and St. Louis's of the world, I have no problem with that. They're now 6-2 since John Hines has taken over. Kaprizov is starting to look like himself. They got Boldy hot. He came into Calgary last week, scored 2, another last night. Big Dino 10-1 payout on the first goal. Ow!
Ow! Big game hunting.
But they're
plus
back,
one
baby.
foul.
And that was them without Brodin and Spurgeon. So they're going to get better. Their goaltending settled in.
Flames lose in the shootout as mentioned, 3-2. The Wild do win it. It was Boldy in regulation, and then Boldy with a shootout goal that stands up as the winner. Yegor Sharangovich is having himself a nice little. He doesn't want the Christmas break to happen. He just wants to keep on rolling. Can we get a game? Listen, we play on the 23rd. You guys want to fire one in on the 25th? Let's go. Let's just.
Guys, I found us a game on the 26th. If everyone could meet at the rink, I got some guys in to play. I'm really
do a quick skate.
This going.
Yeah, quick skate on Christmas Day. Open your gifts, and then we'll go and do some line rushes. He was good again last night. He's been good for a while. I was thinking because we talked about it last night, but it was the first 2 weeks of the season. I remember on this show, we were talking about him going up and down the lineup, fourth line, first line, second line, trying to find a home. And I had said it's probably frustrating and maybe a little embarrassing because you're a guy, regardless. You come to a new team, you want to show well. And Toffoli had a bunch of goals. You're not necessarily replacing Toffoli, but maybe in his mind a little bit is that. I gotta come in and play well. And then when you just can't find a spot for yourself, and you're not particularly playing that well, and the puck isn't going into the net, it's got away on you. You don't know the city. You're really not that familiar with a bunch of the guys. I guess sometimes it takes time because he's certainly found a spot, and it's less about where he's playing. Just play him a lot. Power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5. He looks very comfortable right now.
Yeah, he does.
Even beyond the scoring, stuff is happening when he's on the ice.
I feel like he and Coronado and Dubé were all victims of like the shuffling the wingers game that Huska played for the first month. And it wasn't until Zeri came up that Kadri line got solidified. And then it was sort of the Lindholm and Backlund line followed. They got Huberdeau down there. And it was kind of like, oh, geez, like, why is this guy on the fourth line? You just brought him in. You want to get a look at him. Like, if you give him good line mates, he can score. He did it in Jersey at 24 when he played with Jack Hughes. Like, you didn't bring this guy in to play on the fourth line, but it kind of just became a victim of circumstance. And unlike Dubé, he's played his way back right up to the top line. And unlike Coronado, who was like, you know what, fourth line isn't for you. Let's go put you in the American League and play all the situations there. This is where you wanted to see Sharangovich because the tools haven't changed. He's got all the same skill set he had when he was on the top line in the preseason, right? It's just that they've been trying to find who's going to fit with who. And I think you've got certain pairs that aren't going anywhere. And I think Sharangovich up top with Lindholm and Mangiapane on the left or somebody else, I don't really care. Yeah. Like, that's working. And I guess, Lindholm's been taking a lot of heat. His winger is the hottest scorer on the team. That's not nothing.
Yeah. And to be fair, that the backdoor goal is a lot on Lindholm's setup there. That's not some chintzy second.
And Anderson and Kadri and everyone else on that play, right? Like the power play finally scored. Holy moly. Where were you when?
And it's Sharangovich, or is it Sharangovich?
Oh,
says Mike. Do you get it?
I thought it was
because his name is Sharon.
Ye-Goal.
Oh, is it Ye-Goal Sharangovich?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Some good stuff. That boy, Mikey.
Because they're putting the word goal in there because it's Sharangovich.
I didn't pick that up. I thought that was a Belarusian. Okay. Got it.
You say goal. It kind of
silent. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Oh my God.
Another
like Vladar last night?
Yeah.
I feel good for him. He's got not a lot of great defensemen in front of him right now, but that was, I thought, a pretty sterling effort. He's still picking up points in a lot of his games, but it's like he needed another one of those. Like that, he was one of the better players on the ice. I think that's 2 times now this year.
Yeah, the first goal the Boldy scores, they turned it over and kept turning it on. That's getting hard to watch. If you're still rooting for victories, which I think a lot of people are, that's still an issue. And then the Rossi goals, good shooter from in tight after puck goes. I didn't mind him. I was, and then of course the save off Gaudreau in the shootout was tremendous. It's as fine a save as you're going to see anywhere.
The right leg scorpion over the other one. And then you're like, wow, they might actually, no. Then they send the 2 guys that haven't scored a shootout goal all season out. Last year, Kadri 1 for 6, this year 0 for 3. Are we still going to this well? Does 1 for 9 not tell you everything you need to know about Nazem in the shootout? 1 for 9. Do like what, 11%? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah.
That's not good enough. You can go put a rookie out there. I don't care.
In all circumstances and in all scenarios, play the kids.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
And people were losing their mind at Huberdeau going in, and I get it because he's not feeling it right now and he's 0 for on the season, but at least the guy went 4 for 7 last year. So he's got a career sort of like he's done this very recently. Yeah. Better than half is very, very good in the shootout.
And I'll set this up the way you did last night. Because if you're criticizing Huska for how his selection there in the shootout, here is the list of Flames players that have scored in the shootout this year. Sharangovich.
Yep. Okay, I'm ready. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Just Sharangovich.
Come on, the next one.
One player has scored in the shootout this year.
3 for 4 and a crossbar.
So you put out Huberdeau. If you're Huska, he was good last year at it, more or less. And it's not like you're sitting down somebody else who is quite gifted at it this year. There's no one.
And there was no one last year. We talked about it. Toffoli was okay, but like.
Which is part of the overriding issue. It's just,
it's elite. It's game-breaking talent. They don't have it. They don't have game-breaking talent.
Yeah.
They need a couple top 5 picks, Dean.
It helps. It helps when you have that sort of thing. Let's go to the Insider Hotline. It is a presentation of the good people at TELUS. Enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including tickets to Calgary hockey games, awesome tech like AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you need to do is fill out a quick survey to enter. For your chance to win, go online, TELUS.com/Flames contest. From TSN Hockey Insider, Darren Dreger. Hello, Dregs. How we doing?
Not bad. It's about 12 degrees right now.
Whoa.
Golf matches are opening in Southern Ontario. I'm not playing, but it's going to be a beauty weekend.
But you do love, you are a golf guy, right? You like to get out there?
I do. I golfed a lot more when I was younger. I mean, then you go through, as you guys know, the stretch of kids where you don't have time for anything. And now that I'm an empty nester, you would think that I would golf as much as possible. I'm kind of an ornery old senior in that I'm like, it's hard to get tee times. I don't want to waste 5.5 hours, all that kind of stuff. So I play less and less. But Lake of the Prairies, Dean, as you would know, there is a beautiful executive little 18-hole course there. Play it all the time.
Yeah, Hubert Carrier tells me all about it. He says, you got to, Dino, you got to get out there and check out. You got to play that one. So, and you know what? Don't feel bad. I've been that ornery old senior for 20, 25 years. Golf takes too long. It's too much goddamn money. Geez, I just don't have you can't do it. So
Dean's the guy at 7 a.m. outside the farmer's market leaning on his horn because it was supposed to open a minute ago. Like he is full adult diapers mode. He is old as hell. He's a fossil.
I will tell you this. This is why golf is so addictive. Right. My last 3 games of the year were my best 3. I went like 82, 81, 79. So obviously I'm going to play again next year. Right. Before that, it's like mid to high 80s, even some 90s. So, anyway.
Well, you know what'll make that game better is maybe another putter, get some new irons or something. Right.
I've tried that. It doesn't really work. With all due
That's
respect
usually how that goes.
To the great people at Titleist who help me out all the time, guys. Thank you.
Well, send their contact over, please, would you?
The great ones make it look easy.
I could use some help.
That was well done. A couple interesting games last night. Toronto roars back, scores 5 to then lose. The Oilers, looking for 9 in a row, looked like they were in good shape, and then they get rolled up in the end. I guess and you know what? We'll start in Toronto. I guess less about last night, but I know your colleague Pierre LeBrun, he was talking about Chris Tanev and just wondering, if you're the Leafs, you're probably spending this first round pick that you have. You don't have a second. You don't have a second for years to come. You're going to be spending this pick. Do you just beat the market? And granted, Tanev is injured right now, and that might be just the story, but how cute do you want to get if you're Brad Treliving, if you feel that Tanev is the near perfect fit for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of chicken right now, though, isn't it? Because if you're Treliving, you're looking at that first round pick. Every team in the league knows that he doesn't have a second. So he's looking at Chris Tanev, would love to have him. Right shot, high character guy. But is he really worth a first round pick? Well, Craig Conroy thinks so. Late first, early second, we're kind of splitting hairs, right? When we talk that way. Maybe in Trilloving's world, he thinks he can get something better or younger with that first round draft pick as we get closer to the March 8 trade deadline. But there's danger in that. What if you don't? And now it's automatically a first round pick. And, so I think it's in the best interest of the Toronto Maple Leafs to try and add sooner than later. Steal a pig from Jimmy Rutherford and the Vancouver Canucks, right? I mean, this is vintage Jimmy with Patrick Allvin. Just fill a void, get a piece that is going to make you better. And if something else pops up down the line between now and the deadline, well, good for you. You don't stop making deals. If there's a fit, there's a fit. So I think in the best interest of the Maple Leafs, if it's not Tanev, if it's somebody else, I would strike sooner than later.
I'll play devil's advocate. If I'm Brad Treliving, do I want to acquire Chris Tanev when there's 50 games left in the season to get hurt in? I'd rather do it when there's 10.
But you can control his workload then, right?
Right. I hear you, Ryan. But so
if he's hurt in March, I don't want him. You'll know in March if he's hurt. You won't know now.
That's fair. But as long as you can live with whatever the ailments are, and you don't think that they're long standing, I mean, any player in the league can get injured at any point, right? I mean, that's just kind of the roll of the dice.
As much as him, though?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Probably the 99th percentile injury guy. Look at his player card.
Yeah, I know. But he also plays through a lot too, right? Yeah. So, when you get into that beast mode, hope in the playoffs, which is where the Toronto Maple Leafs would need him the most. And look, we're talking about a captive audience here. Let's not be naive enough to think that Chris Tanev is the only target, regardless of what our good pal Pierre LeBrun writes. I mean, there are other pieces around the league. It's just the asking price. Like Sean Walker is a nice fit for the Maple Leafs. Right shot guy. They don't care that he's 5'10" because he plays a complete game. But Danny Briere isn't offering Sean Walker to the Toronto Maple Leafs or anyone else for less than a first round draft pick. That's the currency right now. So I guess if I'm Treliving and I'm looking at Tanev, I'm looking at Walker, I'm looking at another piece, especially with the pending UFAs, I'm sure Newport will play the game, right? Newport Sports, Wade Arnott will say to Brad Treliving, hey, I might be able to help. Like, let's figure this out. But geez, it'd be nice if we ended up with a contract extension for Chris Tanev before the dust settles. And that wouldn't be a bad thing for the Maple Leafs either, because this isn't a short-term fix. And Toronto gets into more trouble next year, obviously. We know the cap is going up, but William Nylander is going to eat all of that. And then you've got Tavares going into the final year, Mitch Marner going into that final year, and it gets even more complicated for Tree. So any work that he can get done in an all-in mode this season in Toronto, I think he needs to do that.
It is one thing I was going to ask you. You mentioned Walker in whether it's rental or just available defense that are in that mold. Who else beyond Tanev? Obviously, we know Hanifin, and we're very focused on those two guys here. But if you are a GM elsewhere and you're looking to add, who are some of the other names?
Yeah. Well, Nick Seeler's another one with the Philadelphia Flyers, and he's an underrated player. He's a shutdown defenseman, but a big guy. He's got that physical element that teams often want. Ristolainen's another name. And look, the sticker price on Ristolainen makes teams nervous. He's got term left at, I want to say 5'1", 5'2". So Philadelphia has made it clear that they'll retain salary. Obviously it's going to come at an added price, but there's three pieces in Philadelphia that I think have drawn an audience. It's the same names coming out of Columbus, and Columbus needs some help. Again, that's pretty clear. You've got Boquist. You've got Andrew Peak, the usual suspects out there. Beyond that, it does get a little thin. It's not the strongest defensive market in a long, long while. I mean, I don't think that anybody who feels like they're a contending team is going to take a risk on Philip Broberg in Edmonton. I mean,
that's a project, right?
Yeah, you don't know what he is. Maybe longer term, you like the idea of taking the risk and he develops into a piece that you can use, but not yet. So it's not a very deep market when it comes to available D at this stage.
Well, that sounds like good news for Craig Conroy, because you're selling 2D here. And if there's short supply and demand always is, everyone's looking to add D at the deadline. I mean, I know, Dean, you've been, Mr. Worried about what if the market collapses, but what I'm hearing would indicate this is a strong market to sell D in.
Sounds like it. And, again, Vancouver added their piece, but I don't think that they're done entirely yet either. And then if the right defense surfaces in Vancouver, Rick Tocchet, I know Rick Tocchet wants another right shot guy. He does. You know, can Vancouver afford to get back at Calgary? I'm not so sure about that. But there are teams that are definitely trying to shore up their defense. But if you're Conroy, man, just keep your powder dry. Just see what the market does. You know, we're going into the roster freeze. Maybe teams get a little bit more antsy or hungry after that.
The other thing that I guess part of it for me is we went into last offseason and it felt like the Tyler Toffoli deal is going to happen. And it was, what are you going to get for Toffoli? Maybe first round pick and maybe a prospect or what it's going to be. And then it was a third. And now it's Sharangovich. Everybody's a little bit more okay with that one now. And then Zadorov, it was going to be a second round pick. And then it ends up being a third. You know, it was just the returns have been just a little bit less than what you would hope. Yeah. And then again, back to Pierre's thing, he had mentioned David Savard to Tampa Bay. That was a first round pick. Ben Sherratt to Florida. That was a first round pick.
Yeah.
Tanev is, to me, he's there.
If he sells it, yep.
Yeah. At this stage, he's there, right? At this stage. But again, you know, let's look at how things shift, you know, from a standings perspective as we close in on the second half of the regular season. Because there are some teams that are looking around, and you know, again, I mentioned Philadelphia, but they're looking around and they're like, okay, well, you know, we're not as good as we thought we were, or we're better than we thought we were. But you know, we're playing a bit with fool's gold here, and that factor also has to come in if you're Craig Conroy and the Calgary Flames. Right at the end of the day, you're trying to make money, and the Calgary Flames are nibbling at a playoff spot. Right? I mean, it's not inconceivable. So you want to stay in that fight as long as possible. So let me throw something back at you guys. What if the Flames have those pieces, still have those guys, you know, and we're creeping into mid-February, even early February, and now they're right on the cut line of a wild card spot, or maybe they're in a wild card spot. Does Murray Edwards put the heat on Connie and say, you can't trade all of our unrestricted free agents. So you got to get your pencil sharp and figure out if we want to engage again and try and extend these players, or we consider using them as own rentals and we take our chances at the end of the year.
It's like, remember everything you've learned about asset management? Throw it in the garbage. These are our own rentals. No,
teams do it every year, though, man.
People like no,
now they do it every single year.
It's
I understand your
it's
frustration.
Justifying bad decisions.
It is. Okay,
like look what Vancouver did. It's way better. You send a pending UFA out to the Islanders. You take their first. You turn that into an asset. That is how you do business.
Well, okay, but if you're Murray Edwards and you're looking at the process, you're losing millions of dollars if you don't make the playoffs. It's not like you're moving out one pending unrestricted free agent. I mean, what do you guys think the market is on Lindholm?
I know.
You know, it's terrific. There'll be
That's
teams
not what
that
Dean
will
was going to
line
say.
up. What's that?
Well, what Dean was going to say.
I understand. I mean, his play dictates, at least locally, that maybe that's different. But I just know how other teams look at him, right? Yeah. And centers are hard to come by. They really, truly are. Just when you're selling all those assets, man, then you're just waving the white flag and you're saying, yeah, we've had a competitive year, but we know we're not playoff worthy. Well, how do you know that? Do we honestly think
from the bottom by points percentage? They draft fifth overall if the lottery was tomorrow and nothing moved. So that's why it could happen. I just don't think it's likely, Dregs.
No, because that's the thing. If it's not likely, then if it's not likely, you pull the pin. I appreciate that. It's just as we have this conversation today, it's a little bit more complicated.
And the question that Dregs had isn't what's the right thing to do? What's the smart thing to do? It's what do you think Murray Edwards is going to want to do? That's the question.
That's the nightmare scenario that you brought up. It really is. We talked about it all summer.
We call it the mushy middle, and that's where they have lived. It's peak sadness. It's the mushy middle, and they find themselves there. And just for Craig Conroy's sake, I think we just all hope that this team makes it easy for everyone. Just make it very clear as to what you are, and more importantly, what you're not, and then and get it as quickly as possible. And we really felt like this stretch of games, we called it the gauntlet run that they have until the 23rd. Playoff bound teams, tough teams. Shit, and they get a point against Vegas, and they get a
know.
point against
I know.
Minnesota, and they played their balls off against Colorado. They from a
Just
year
under
ago where they
40.
looked very dysfunctional. There's
Yeah.
they've got some chemistry. There's a little give a shit in there right now, which you have
Yeah.
to. It's admirable. It doesn't make them
Yeah.
good, but it's admirable.
And I'm being argumentative. I would
Yeah.
think, look, it's not like Craig Conroy is one voice in a sea of opinion that's contrary, right? Like, hey, Jerome McGinley has influence in this process. And I would think that Iggy and all those that flank Craig Conroy are saying the same thing as you guys. Like, we've got to figure out how to transition on the fly, but that's not as easy as it sounds. And if you don't do that, if you're digging deeper into a retool, use whatever R word you want, well, then you got Nazem Kadri's hand in the air going, yeah, I didn't sign up for
Cool,
this.
Naz. Terminate your contract. We're in for that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you're not doing that. But
Well, he's not. I know. Yeah.
We had Noodles on Wednesday, and he characterized Lindholm as driving down Highway 2, just firing buckets of money out his window with how his play has been this year. So it is two things. There is his contract next year and moving forward as an unrestricted free agent, and there's what Conroy can get for him this year. And I said the other day, I feel like the notion of Craig getting more in a deal because you can sign that 8-year extension instead of 7 and get more money for the player and then get more in terms of assets. I don't know that unless his play turns around, I don't know that that's maybe an option anymore, but I am with you. I still think that around the league, he's a setter. He's reliable. There's offensive ability there. And you'd probably love to get him in, test drive him. And if he's great, then okay, it's 7 years. We'll pay you if you're great.
Well, guys, have a look at the Boston Bruins right now. Okay. This is a team that probably shouldn't be where they're at in the NHL standings, other than the fact that they've got Vezina quality goaltending. Their defense, when healthy, is pretty good. Look up the middle of the ice in Boston.
Yeah.
You know what you see? You see a 19-year-old third line center in Matt Poitras and a 21-year-old center in Johnny Beecher as your third and fourth line center. And I mean,
and the others are
they've got
geeky
nothing coming.
Yeah, it's like they Krejci and Bergeron left, and they basically just said, okay, our third line center is now our first line center. Like or a winger is now a center. Like I have said right from the summer, the Bruins for Lindholm, Colorado for Lindholm. Those are amazing fits, and I think he'd thrive in both those spots.
I think that's 100% fair. And if you're Boston, they don't have a lot coming. So it's not like, okay, well, let's just, pound the brakes here. And, let's hope that Matty Poitras, develops physically and he'll be fine. And Johnny Beecher, he'll be fine. They have nothing coming beyond that. So unless they believe that these two guys internally are going to be and they probably will be for the next 5-10 years. How do we know? But given where they're at, I know that Jacobs family, how hungry they are. They're not going to waste an opportunity here and just blow a season by going through with inexperience. I'm not burying these kids. I know the Potter family very, very well. Terrific hockey player. Yeah. I think he's got a great NHL career ahead of him. But when you're lining up against some of the best centers on the planet in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I'd like to have more insurance, I think.
Yeah.
In Vancouver, everyone, I guess, are we done waiting for a regression or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I mean, their hiccups have been fairly mild. Hey, you got to give them credit that. And you referenced that deal, the deal that they made with Detroit. You get an asset back, you spin it out immediately. It makes you better right now. Zadorov played 20 minutes, I think, last night or whenever it was. They don't look like fool's gold to me. There's something going there.
No, but again, they've had about the same record as the Oilers since the end of October, Dino. Like, it was just unsustainable that they were going to be like a league leader. I think they're playoff team for sure.
Yeah. Believable, though, because of goaltending. Thatcher Demko is just lights out good. As long as he can keep it together health-wise, then that's probably not going to be an area of concern for them for quite some time. I think that Rick Tocchet is the perfect coach for Nikita Zadorov because, you got to have some kahunas to come into Toronto, play the game that they played, and then later that night have your agent throw out the flag, saying, you know what, I want to trade. I mean, and it comes from Toronto media, right?
Mhm.
So automatically, you know that it was planned. This is premeditated.
Yeah.
And, the word out there, and you guys know this, he doesn't lack confidence, Zadorov, nor should he.
No.
But he's not a 3-4 defenseman.
His agent said he was the best Flames defenseman.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the fifth team he's on that's finally going to see how good he is, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, we know what he is. I mean, if he's in your third pairing, then you should be pretty happy about that. But it's a perfect coach for Zadorov in Rick Tocchet, because if he plays that, you got to give me more minutes. I'm better. I should easily be in your top 4. Guess what Tocchet's going to say?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a chair in the press box for you for the next game. Let's just cool our jets here a little bit. So
that's why he played well with Daryl, right?
Yeah.
When he and Gudbranson came in and Daryl was here, they had the best years of their career.
Yeah.
There's a guy that we should talk a little bit about, Erik Gudbranson, because you asked earlier, Dino, about defense, and I mentioned the 2 Columbus guys. I mean,
2 years left on that deal.
Yeah, but and not that you want to repeat performance of what we saw, versus Nick Cousins. I appreciated what happened. I mean, he went absolutely bonkers. I get that. But I'd be pissed off too if I got ran from behind the way that he did by Nick Cousins, and then the officials gather and they put the headsets on and they reduce the penalty from aborting major plus a game misconduct to a minor. Well, I mean, Pascal Vincent put him out there with a purpose, not to send him out to take Nick Cousins out, but hey, okay, there's a bit of a score to settle here. A lot of NHL general managers pay attention to that. Like Gudbranson, as long as he can keep it between the lines, as you guys have witnessed, there's an effective player there. So I'm sure the Jarmo Kekalainen is getting some interest on him.
Yeah, just like Zadorov. It's like if those are your third pair guys, that's great. I just felt like they spent the first half of their careers trying to be top 4 guys, and they aren't. And it's
the thing about
together under Daryl, it was perfect.
Sorry, Ryan. I was going to say the thing about Gudbranson, there is that mean streak there. I think that you wish Zadorov had it from time to time, and he's a little bit more passive. Gudbranson could be a mean bastard, and you can see what, like you say, too far, but he'll take on anybody. And you just think of those guys when you get into the playoffs. You'd love to have him on your third pair out there battling away for you. I guess quick thoughts. It's a couple days old now, but it's still, we saw what happened last night. Jordan Kyrou, emotional when asked about the firing of Craig Berube and all of that. Chief gone in St. Louis, won them a cup. He's a legend there, will be a legend. Your thoughts on your thoughts on the firing there from Armstrong?
Yeah, you feel bad for Berube because of everything you just said, Dean. I mean, when we think of beloved coaches or sports figures, he's right up there. I mean, everyone in St. Louis relates to Craig Berube. So the fan base took it personally. But I can tell you, if you want to rewind the clock, I was like a millisecond away from hitting send because I thought he was getting fired in the offseason. I thought that St. Louis was going to make the change at that point. And, it's not like Craig Berube became a bad coach. No, it's just his shelf life has an expiration like every coach's shelf life. And the way this team was playing, it made it pretty clear that Armstrong was going to have to do something. They weren't checking the way that the St. Louis Blues normally do, forecheck, back check, all of it, right? They weren't playing that heavy game like we've seen from them that does teams well in the Western Conference. Armstrong's not afraid to make big trades. He dabbled a little bit this year. Just the writing was on the wall. So now we go to Jordan Kyrou. I'm not sure why the public relations people would put Kyrou out there to talk about the firing in the first place. I mean, the guy had 5 goals going into last night. He's got an $8 million annual average salary and a long-term contract. It's pretty clear that he and the head coach didn't see eye to eye. So what's his kid supposed to say about the firing of Craig Berube? So he says what he said, which was no comment. He's not my coach anymore. Well, how the fan base goes, okay, all right. That's the way you want to play this? No problem. The poor kid gets booed, out of his skull last night, and he's completely rattled. Didn't expect it even a little bit, and then you see the emotion bubble to the surface. I just hope that the fan base in St. Louis recognizes that it's a business and that's what it is. Because post-game, you saw Drew Bannister in there just quickly, hey, good job, fellas. We got more work to do, blah, blah, blah. Braden Shen gets up as the veteran and hands him the game puck and gives him a hug. Well, what are we, 36 hours, 72 hours, whatever it is, past the firing of Craig Berube? It's an emotional business. I just don't think specific to Jordan Kyrou was handled right.
Yeah. Interesting that they put him back out there again last night, right?
He may have asked for it. He may have wanted
clear
to, just to clear the record. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And real quick, like this team not being up to standard, I didn't think happened here. Like, I think this is exactly what the Blues are. They're what, within a game of 500? They're 500. Like, is that not what we're looking at? Like,
Vlad
Tarasenko is not here in his prime. Petrangelo's gone. O'Reilly's not here. Parayko has plateaued hard. Binnington's not an elite goalie. What were we expecting, Armstrong?
Nah, you're bang on. And look, I think Armstrong acknowledged that they felt like they were going to be a middle of the pack team coming into the season.
And they are.
And that's exactly where they are. So it clearly is just a reflection of Armstrong knowing he can't go out and make that blockbuster. Maybe the younger players did need a different voice. Robbie Thomas responds. Let's see if Jordan Kyrou can kind of channel the emotions and get his scoring push going. I would argue his all-around game is actually improved. That's just developmentally a younger player becoming a man in the National Hockey League. But they're leaning on these young guys, and Drew Bannister has the reins until further notice, which more than likely will be the end of the season.
So their opponent last night was Ottawa. They had that big time off before and after the Sweden trip. They haven't played nearly as many games as everyone. Don't worry, once they play some games, they're like 450 hockey. It is Ottawa, Buffalo, Columbus, bottom of the East, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. Like they're not better. How long can this last?
Yeah, that's a good question. And by how long can it last? Now we're talking about another coach in the crosshairs, and that's DJ Smith. Steve Stales and Michael Anlauer, the new hockey operations gurus, of course, they want to be as patient as they can, but patience has to be wearing thin. And I always say the same thing. When you're firing a coach, you have to be certain that there's somebody better out there. Well, if Drew Bannister is better than Craig Berube, I guess we're going to find that out. Let's see how deep the St. Louis Blues go. But now you got Craig Berube sitting out there.
Yeah.
Right? I had an exchange with him this week. First exchange, he just said, he wasn't blowing me off. I wasn't looking for an interview. I was wishing him well. And he just said, yeah, thanks. I just want to lay low and, just kind of reset here a little bit. Later in the week, I guess it was yesterday, I asked him, like what's your plan here? Because you're targeted in social media, wanting to get back. And he just acknowledged that obviously it's very fresh, but nobody has reached out. But if it were the right opportunity, the right fit, of course he would consider it. So there's a guy that still has some fire burning in the belly.
Well, that's what Warner said the other day. Well, you're in St. Louis, just grab your coach's bag and slide down the hall.
Yeah.
Because you wonder about, I don't know what kind of relationship Staios would have with Berube, but I can kind of see some like-mindedness there,
Why not? They would have crossed paths. Absolutely.
Yeah. 10 days out from Christmas. Have you done any shopping? How ill-prepared or prepared are you?
Husband and father of the year, this guy.
Look,
I'm done.
Wow.
Done.
He was in Ottawa last week and you said you carved out some time to get to the mall. Like, this is an organized human, Dean. We need to take notes from Dregs.
Yeah.
Shockingly so. And in fact, I even have some packages wrapped already. I might be the world's worst gift wrapper, and I'm too lazy, and because I don't have time. Like, what annoys me is, you can get people to do that when you're actually in the mall, right?
Right.
But you look at the line, and the line is 20 deep, and I'm looking at my clock, and I'm like, I'm not sitting here for 30 minutes. I'll just wrap it in like butcher paper, and let's go.
You use one whole thing of tape for every
2
rounds. Just wrap her up.
Pretty much.
So Dregs, we'll send you the address for the studio, and you don't have to express post it if it arrives after we're going to take a little time off for Christmas anyway. Okay.
No judging. Yeah. No judging. Have a great weekend, buddy. Appreciate you.
Same to you guys. Happy holidays.
Yeah, you betcha. There's Darren Dreger, TSN Insider, and our insider on the hotline for TELUS, using world-leading technology to drive meaningful change, from transforming healthcare and making the food supply more sustainable to reducing our environmental footprint, making the future friendly. It's TELUS. Learn more at TELUS.com/givesback. What is that song that they use? It works. Well, it's
Jack's
been in
on
my
it.
head all
It's in
winter
your head.
long.
You just got it. Earworm.
So how about Dregs?
I was
Dennis
just
Christmas
thinking
shopping. Wow.
next week, Friday,
Hawaiian shirt day.
also that show. And Dregs doesn't know that we do that show.
Well, he said happy holidays. I don't know if
That's what got me thinking. Like, maybe that is our last hit with Dregs, because I don't know that he needs to see you hammering a vat of eggnog and rum.
I don't know if I need to see me hammering a vat of eggnog and
No,
rum.
it's not a need, but people want
Yeah.
to. People want to see you hammering a vat of eggnog and rum.
It's a good time to welcome our buddy as we're getting into it.
Well, Smiles.
He's in the shitter. Oh no, it's not sure what's going on. We're a week away, at least we believe we're a week away from our second annual Christmas Spirits program.
Holiday spirits.
The Holiday Spirits
It's for
program.
all ethnicities, all beliefs. No, not religious. And just holiday spirits.
We just want everyone to celebrate.
That's
Just
right.
celebrate wherever and whoever and whatever. How many drinks was it last year?
It was 9 plus the Jello shot was the wild card, so 10.
So it was 10 holiday spirits in an hour 30, hour 40.
Show went long. It was about 2 hour show.
About 2 hours. Still too many drinks for 2 hours.
Oh yeah, more than too many drinks. Many too many drinks. There's some behavioral issues I experienced later that day.
Mm-hmm. People have been asking if we're doing it again. And you know how we hate to disappoint the people. So,
Well, it's our buddies, and it's our gift to our buddies.
It is.
We can't
What a
hand
gift.
wrap a gift for each of them. So instead, we get piled up on YouTube.
It was the gift that kept giving for me for a good 18 hours. It kept giving. So
Yeah,
just hang it in there.
the comments still haven't stopped giving. That
No.
that made waves, that show.
Has anyone reached out to the Deeper?
Deeper's been reached out to. Tim the Booze
Yep.
Guy's been reached out to. We have 3 celebrity guests that are very interested in showing up. I am a little concerned about the landlord.
Me too. As he did, we don't see our landlord very often.
And he's lovely. And
Great
there's no
guy.
need to see him. It's a
Hell of a guy.
wonderful working relationship. But when we were thumping dance music, and by we, I mean I,
Right.
and he was trying to cut hair downstairs.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on up there?
Yeah. We saw him. It was
We
a
came and
visit.
said hi.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Oh, no? Okay, good. Yes. We'll be
What
leaving.
the is going on in here?
Yeah. So that's coming up. More details. We'll have that coming up next week. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, get ready. If you want to celebrate with us, we'll have the official list. I defer completely to you.
Appreciate
I don't know how similar or dissimilar it'll be from last year, but
Do
we
we
will
have
have
to-
the list if you want to play at home.
Yeah.
The home edition of the Christmas
What's coming
Spirit Show.
upstairs right now? What's this?
Oh dear. Let's check in with our buddy, see how the connection is with our dub, Rhett Warner, who is in Detroit today. Pinder had a still shot from Live Barn. It looks like the Junior Sabres victorious this morning.
I'm waiting on Rhett. Don't zoom in on me.
It's going
I'm
very
signing
well.
for a package that just got delivered.
No, you got a package. What do you got?
Our buddies at McLeod Law.
Oh, did I have mute on?
Yeah,
Did I have to?
First time ever. I guess you were due.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get to the present or the delivery in a moment. A big win this morning, Retro. You have to be happy with your troops.
I'll be honest. Leaving the bench, I had to say to Coach Murph, "This is the most frustrating 9-1 victory probably a coach can have." You know, you're trying to teach habits.
He's just like
consistency.
Daryl. He's just like Daryl.
Damn kids, they start cheating the system, leaving the zone, cheating for offense, giving up opportunities against. It's not good enough.
You really have gone to the Sutter School of Coaching.
It's unbelievable.
9-1, the most grumpy guy in the building, the coach, not the other
Sour.
team. So what were the issues? What were these bad habits that were creeping in?
Well, we weren't finishing checks. We weren't getting pucks out. We started to toe drag at blue lines. We didn't get pucks in deep. Forecheck became non-existent. Soft, just overall soft, Dean. And we won't. I can't have it. I won't live with it.
Is it at 11-1? Is it a 10-goal deficit where you let kids try to dangle a bit? Like, what's the score have to be that you're okay with them trying to, do a little something out there?
Listen, here's the thing. I told the boys between the second and third, I said, I don't coach the score. I coach the game. Damn it. I'm here to coach the game. And there's a certain way we have to play to have success. And this is the way we're going to do it. If you don't want to do it, you can sit by me.
What was the score at the intermission when you made that rousing speech?
7-1.
Yeah. But again, he doesn't coach the score.
No.
He coaches the game.
Yeah, it's process. He'd rather have lost 2-0 and have played well. He's furious, right? He's hot.
What a piece of work. What a piece of work. And Pinder said it was easy to find young Warner out there as the giraffe wearing blue.
Yeah, he looked like Tyler Myers in a midget game. It was something.
Well, I don't know if I want you referring to him as Tyler Myers because you hate Tyler Myers and you think he's terrible. So
Zdeno Chara in
better.
a midget game. Sure. Zdeno. Pick your tall human. It looked like Dikembe Mutombo was suited up to play hockey.
How was the young Hordichuk?
Yeah. A scout from Wenatchee came up to talk to me, and he said, Hordichuk's kid usually has a little more bite to his game. He said, but he laid it at the feet of the defenseman for the junior Coyotes, so they couldn't get the puck up, so that kid couldn't forecheck, so he didn't notice so much. So
I see. Well, it's because his old man isn't there. It's because they sent mom on the trip, and Darcy's golfing.
I don't have any comments about that, Rhett. I was told I can't comment on that anymore.
Yeah, if you could just shush, that'd be great. You could just have a shush. That'd be all right. So next week, Christmas Spirits or the Holiday Spirits show. I keep messing that up. The Holiday Spirits show. We believe it's going to be Friday. How does that work for you?
Fridays are a great day, Dean. It's happy hour in Buffalo and the show starts. So I feel like I'm festive on Friday.
Now, if I recall, the shoveler was a big part of last year's show. She was working the bar, which is one of the busier jobs in North America on the Holiday Spirits Day. We had 2 people working this room. This is going to have to be a team effort. Do we have something set up for the fellas?
For me, I'm going to get she's going to wear her naughty elf outfit, and she's going to pour drinks and drink with me this year, she said.
That's nice. I wonder
what's the naughty elf one again?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was naughty elf or the Mrs. Claus cocktail dress or what it was going to be exactly.
The ear thing's kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Whatever she prefers this year.
Yeah. It's quite a closet of costumes.
Fishnets either way. It's just whether they're the ears or the hat. It's just that's the only
So Pinder's going to put together the list for this year. Are there any requests now? Again, because it's his list. This is his wheelhouse. But if you were going to try and sway the jury, any returning ones that you would like to see, any you do not want to see for a second time?
There was too much heavy drinks. Do you know what I mean?
It was the nog. The nog fucked it all up.
I think we could. Yeah, so I think you start with the nog and knock that out of the get that one out of the way, because I don't know how you do the festive drinks without the nog.
We talked about it. Yes,
I would
last
request.
year.
I don't know if we had it, but like.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, but if you're going to do the nog, what I need it followed up by is a shaft with some espresso in there, something to pick me back up, because the nog takes me down a notch.
Yeah, we started with coffee Baileys last year, and then we not long after had nog and rum, and then there was a Caesar and a lager in the middle. Like we got bogged down with, there was too much dairy. But how do you do a holiday spirits drinking show without something eggnog? That was sort of the challenge we ran into. And I've got the list right here. I'm going to send it to you.
I think if we're doing the nog, we love the Caesar. Don't get me wrong, love the Caesar. One of the best drinks ever created. But I don't see it as a necessity. I think the nog really and the Clamato.
Yeah. See, I was going to say, what if, because I had a hard time with the lager. When I'm now into it, and then I got to drink a whole pint of beer. What if it was a beer and clam?
That's a good move, actually.
If you move the Caesar out, and you beer and clam that thing,
you go barn burner clam. That's the move right there. Barn burner blonde clam.
You're right. It's got. I mean, we got
to have BBBC.
Yeah, right.
Don't Google that.
Jesus, don't Google that. Don't Google that.
We are in my wheelhouse right now, fellas.
Yeah, we sure are. Yeah, we sure are. You creep.
Dirty jokes. I'm loving it.
Now, I enjoy the Paloma, but I wondered if it was kind of on an island. If it wasn't really...
It wasn't done well, we could do it better. And you know what the best drink we had? It was the Shoveler's Twist on the Moscow Mule. It was a peppermint mule that we did. And that one it was gone. That thing just got evaporated.
So here's a question. Maybe it's you have the menu.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shortened menu, but you can go back to the well more than once.
Yeah, if we had 5 or 6 items and let's see if you can X gets the square, whatever, like a couple of these, couple of those. Here it is from last year, by the way. Mr. Leahy, is that you or the liquor talking?
Damn it.
That was a good tweet. Coffee Irish cream out of the gate. Then we hit a mimosa. Mimosa is just the easiest, most amazing brunch time drink of all time. Champagne, orange juice. You can even get a different kind of fruit juice in there if you'd like. The eggnog and rum, followed by the Paloma and the Caesar and the beer. That's where we got stuck. 3, 4, 5, 6 was trouble. Holiday Punch moved. Moscow Mule with peppermint, the peppermint mule, that was good. Rye ginger was strong. And then Jello shots at the end was a horrible idea, but we did it. And it was, you can go find that show on YouTube.
Red and green Jello shots.
And bad decisions.
Yeah, very Christmassy Jello shots at the end.
They were good. So that was the order last year. It's how do you not have eggnog if it's a Christmas thing? But that's what fucked up your gut. It was like,
and you know what? I was just thinking, remember we had Tim the booze guy in. He made us real eggnog. Like he came in with the eggs and the ingredients and actually made the eggnog.
Okay. And
so I don't know.
That's pretty heavy.
I'm with you. It's heavy. But how do you have holidays without the eggnog?
I know. And so do you try to get out of the way early, or is that just like you're screwed save it to the end? I don't know.
Is there an eggnog shot that you could kind of come up with?
I'm sure someone has got one. Yeah. Yeah. What would it be? It would be like mostly rum, get a little bit of like cinnamon on there and some eggnog.
I think there's an eggnog moonshine.
Like you can go, I know in Costco or whatever, you can get the eggnog pre-mixed. We do have to get a bit creative with it, or like you say, it's a smaller. Either we do a double shot with less nog or something.
Yeah,
which could go sideways, I suppose. But now, speaking of Tim the booze guy, he was in, if I'm not mistaken, and that was you weren't around, Warner, but we had Commodore in, and he got the Dark and Stormies going.
Yeah, Dark and Stormy's great.
And the Dark and Stormies took Commodore down.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like,
you got Tim's got
like
a
an
heavy hand.
alligator.
Yeah.
They grabbed him and put him into the death spiral in a hurry. He left his vehicle. He was gone for the day after these Dark and Stormies are great. So I don't know how Dark and Stormies fit in.
It's very similar to a Moscow Mule. The only difference is that you've got rum instead of vodka. It's the same drink. They're phenomenal. And a wedge of lime, take it or leave it, but they are sensational.
Again, I'm just throwing things out. This is your wheelhouse, Rye. I look forward to. When will we unveil it?
Oh, it's Monday next week.
Okay.
That's 5 days out. So if we did 2 drinks a day, that would get us to Friday.
Do we need to give people the full list so they can prepare and get their?
I could put out another Leahy tweet.
I would love to get here on Monday and have the big unveil. Here's the 10, and is 10 enough? Or just
Jesus, Dean. It's a 2-hour show. I'll tell you this: if we got Tim the Booze Guy pouring drinks in here, I'm gonna need a wheelchair. There's no elevator up here.
Now, just as important as the drinks are at Christmas and in this festive time of year, it's the company that you keep. Like,
yes, it is.
Who are you going to have hanging around that Skid Row outfit? Like, you got to get some people in there.
Reggie, I ran it by him at a Christmas party earlier in the month. He said that might work great. I'm not sure if Commie's in town or not. I got to circle back on him. Mason Trafford from Calvary's interested. He wants to be here. Jay Rosehill coming in from Olds. He's off. He's ready to come throw rights with us. It wouldn't be hard to build out a guest list. Like I'm good at 2 things: drinking and being social. Like this, we should get a
GoFundMe to see if we can get Aussie Brad to fly in for it.
Hey,
it's a hell of an idea.
Jack Attack. Look up Old Smoky Moonshine. I think they got an eggnog that you can. Georgie Sweetland from Buffalo just sent me a note.
Old Smoky. That's what you're supposed to look up. Old Smoky Moonshine.
OLE.
Old Smoky.
Yeah.
I actually just got booze delivered. That's what I signed for.
What do you got there?
This is from our friends at McLeod Law, by the way. The best.
Why don't they come?
We can invite Austin, and
we could use a lawyer.
We might need 2. Yeah,
be good to have a lawyer or 2 kicking around.
As your legal advice, I'd advise you not to do this entire stuff.
Advise you to stop immediately.
Happy holidays, guys. We appreciate all you do to entertain and all you do in the community. All the best for 2024 and to big returns for Hanifin, Tanev, and Lindholm, your friends at McLeod Law.
There Austin, you go.
Peter, Shane.
Love it. Well, I mean, so now we got to think. We got a week. We're a week out. How do we prepare for this?
This is off your desk. I got this, okay?
No, I just mean in terms of my gut health. Like, how do I?
Oh, you're screwed. Yeah.
You're fine. You do carnivore for the weekend, carnivore diet, just meat, clean it out, and then you get some Biogest from Dr. Thorne Pharmaceuticals. That'll
over on Crenshaw there. Yeah, got it.
How are you going to take the shots with that red light therapy mask on? Is there like a drinking spout where you can get that
straw?
Yeah.
You got the model with the 2 cups and the straws?
Yeah, the beer helmet.
Yeah.
You probably would not have seen a lot of the game last night. Flames lose in the shootout by a score of 3-2, but they had a lead in the 3rd period. They came back and then gave up the lead in the 3rd period.
It's the 3rd game in a row they've blown a 3rd period lead, fellas, and I think it's understandable in Colorado and Vegas. Minnesota's also better than them. I just don't. Every time it's a 1-goal game or a tied game, and you look at the Flames game breakers versus the other team, there's not many teams you're going to be comfy with that measurement.
Yeah, I didn't see the game, but I had heard that somebody had an opportunity to win the game in a shootout.
Yes, yeah, there was a great save from Vladar, and then it was Kadri and Huberdeau.
An unbelievable save by Vladar.
Yeah.
And
you probably shouldn't have to do that in a shootout. The Scorpion is kind of like a whoops, I'm out of position save, but nonetheless, pretty.
He did it.
Yeah. And then
it's fine. Quit being upset.
I'm not upset. This is perfect, Rhett. You've said it. It's
perfect.
Working hard. Kids getting better. Path forward is very clear. top 5 pick if the draft was tomorrow and no movement with the lottery.
Well, and something else that we've not maybe mentioned is that the team's playing well enough that almost everyone is appealing to player like Kadri, right? Like his play has been elevated. He's had some real success and playing well. He is now on the list of tradable assets, I would say.
Yeah.
Like who's not tradable? Huberdeau?
Huberdeau's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, but so what? I mean, that's fine.
that's one. It's better than 2 untradables, right? To your point.
Exactly. So, and the value getting in return for some of the players, because we are playing better. Not the guys you want to move, but how was Dubé last? Lights out?
He had a good first period. He was buzzing a bit, was around the net when the puck was there.
Missed a chance in tight. Lights out would be too strong, but he was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Noticeable.
Sharangovich had another great night.
Bucky's been good.
He's been really good. Another point for Zary.
2 goals back of Toffoli all of a sudden, Mr. Sharangovich.
Is that right? Yeah,
10.
yeah. And everybody between 24, I think, what did we say last night? Rasmus 27 minutes, and then both Uyghur and Hanifin 24-30, 24-43, I think.
You had 18 plus of Osterley. We were saying last night, that's too many Osterleys.
It's so much Osterlers. And I just kind of said if you don't know when Tanev, you hope the Tanev's coming back sooner than later. But here you are. You made the Zadorov trade and got no one back. Then Tanev gets hurt. So now you've got these 3 guys who are not regular NHL guys, in all due respect, and they're playing more than they should. And now your top 3 are really playing more than they should. At what point you just can't play Rasmus 27 a night every night, can you? When do you have to kind of try and adjust some way somehow?
Well, that was 3rd and 4, and that was on the road. I think you could probably do it better at home. We'll see. Tampa and Florida don't have a lot of soft spots, though, to put in 3 defensemen that, have played in the A this year.
Yeah.
I guess Gilbert hasn't, but point being.
Showcasing Hanifin. 20. It's just you tell me how much is too much and when. Is that sustainable? 25 a night?
Yeah.
Hanifin, I never worry about that guy's ice time.
I also think that when you do that, it's like you said, boom, about when it becomes clear you're not making the playoffs, that maybe you just cut it back because.
Yeah. We're just rolling pairs for a while.
This coach is still pushing buttons and trying to get them right.
Yep.
Yeah.
They played well on that road trip, fellas. Like if you look at the talent gap between them and their opponents in all 3 games, they were right there in every single game. They're playing entertaining hockey. They're just, for a team that's not as good, they hung in real tight in those first 2. And I still think Minnesota's got quite a bit more talent. Like Boldy, Zuccarello, Kaprizov, Foligno, Eck, all those guys would be top liners here.
Do you think people would be surprised when you mention points percentage where they are in the league standings?
The Flames or the Wild?
The Flames.
Yeah,
because I feel like the sentiment would be the Flames are actually playing pretty good right now.
I mean,
and then you go a step further. Well, they're potential bottom 5 team.
Yeah, like there it is. There's your upside down standings right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're 6th by point percentage from the bottom. Chicago's worse, Anaheim's worse, San Jose's worse, Columbus, Seattle. But like you're gonna play Seattle after Christmas. They're actually better than you. Look at that. Yeah, you're 5th. You'd pick 5th. That's unreal. And so like Dreger is all like, what do you do if? And it's like status quo means a
no, but again, he was saying the question wasn't what do you do? It was what is Murray Edwards going to want to do?
Yeah, no, and I get that. I just don't. I think it's really unlikely for them to be 3 points out in March. They're way more than 3 points out right now. They've played more games than a lot of teams.
Yeah, and again, this has been our thing from the start. Get to December 23rd and see where you're at. And they are tracking towards being where we thought they were going to be at, which is you are clear sellers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really been, you feel like you have to kind of quit. It's really been the best case scenario.
Yes,
because
it is.
they've been entertaining games. They've been in a lot of games. The try and the effort and the give a crap is all there, but they aren't getting 2 points. They're not actually going and winning the games, so that when it all comes out in the wash, they will be far enough back.
Yeah, by
for
goal
everyone to
differential, they're the 4th worst team in the league, 5th. Yeah, like it's
We're right again.
getting tired of being right, aren't we, fellas?
Yep.
It's exhausting.
I told
being
you.
right all the
Conroy's
time.
AI.
All right.
The Wags.
All right. That's right.
Is there anything work you can do there with Stevie Y? I know you guys are you guys still at odds? You and Stevie?
Has he apologized yet?
Well, I'm glitching.
Yeah, you're
I'm glitching. I'm signed back in.
Yeah. Because he tried to end your career, and then Yzerman tried, he tried to end Yzerman's, and it got back and forth. I just, when I use my when I'm visualizing, I can see Noah Hannafin as a Detroit Red Wing.
Are they ready for that move? I guess if it comes with an extension, they are.
Right?
They're not renting him.
No.
It's just that division I keep coming back to it. Like, you can be a really good team and be 5th in that division because it's Toronto, Boston, Florida, Tampa. Right?
Yeah. Where's Tampa going?
Looked good last night. They got Vasilevsky back how many weeks ago?
I guess I mean the next 5 years, let's say. Over the next, because Detroit is starting to build now. Right?
Like I said, if you're extending Hannafin, it makes all the sense in the world. If he
that's what I mean.
Extension, it's like, boy, you could get Hannafin and miss the playoffs. Like, I think Hannafin makes a lot of sense for an extension. And to be fair, Dean, like, you're right. He fits contenders and tweeners and non-contenders because of his age. Like, everyone would love that guy locked up for 8 years if the number's right. Like, Arizona was in on him, apparently. That tells you about his market.
How's your soft palate?
Better. Quite a bit better.
Still? Is it still hanging in there?
It's hanging. It's less noisy. That's a good thing.
Because I know you went to Outdoor Dental to get the treatment done, and Dr. J. Again, I was thinking about this. You wonder sometimes how did you think this was going to be a thing? How did you come to know that this was going to be a thing? So you've got this laser in your dental office, and you're using it for dental work, so that there's no drills and there's no needles, and then it's stress-free and all of that. Do you make a mistake one day, and it's like, like there's something? How do you get to the point where? Why don't we take the laser and fire it into your throatal region and see what happens? And then you come to the conclusion, I'm not snoring as much as I used to. I'm just curious. These are questions I have. Probably better questions for Dr. J.
Like, just let's fire some lasers into some people's mouths. Like,
that's true. Yeah,
had to do that way back when, and they perfected the art. But to your point, to go from the teeth and the not needing, screwdrivers and hammers and nails and such, like that's quite an advancement. But now even to 2 15-minute treatments on your soft palate, tighten up your soft palate.
What do we do with this laser? Well, we can cut rims for trucks out of solid blocks of aluminum. Okay, that's good. What about my mouth? What do you think it would do if you? It sounds like a drunken escapade.
Hey, Jim, get over here.
Bring that laser over here. I got a gold tooth back here. I bet you.
Let's see what happens.
It sounds like a guy did it. It sounds like it's a guy thing, and it actually worked out.
It worked out great.
We jest. Outdoor Dental, the Solea laser, yes, it is for primarily, first and foremost, the use in dental practice. No needles, no drills, no stress. An excellent solution for people who have, call it a phobia, whatever you want to call it. If just the dentist is it's just not your thing, then this is a great option. 1 to 2 minutes, you're relaxed, you're comfortable, you're pain-free, and you're back to your day. In addition to that, the soft palate in the back of your throat tightens the skin back there, because a lot of times as you're falling asleep, things get a little loosey-goosey back there. And then you get the old turkey gobbler back there. And that's what's making all the noise. And Pinder, you had that going on. You went and had the two, and they're 15 minutes each. 15 minutes, come back, another 15 minutes.
15 minutes, boom.
And the snoring goes, and your sleep improves. The amount of sleep you get it goes up, and the people around you are probably having better sleep.
My sleep's improved a little bit. My wife's sleep has improved a significant amount.
Well,
you're welcome.
There you go. There
Love
you
that.
go. If you do suffer from snoring and maybe you've tried different mouth guards or different things and it's just not working, cut to the chase. Get something done that's really going to help. Go to outdoor.dental. That's the website. And all the details are there from Dr. J, the best of what they do. These Soleil lasers aren't kicking around everywhere. That's the thing. It's extremely rare. I think there's maybe 2 in the city, and I don't even know what the other ones are doing. Those other ones, you know what? You can't trust the other ones. Whoever's got that one. These guys.
One in
you
your
can trust.
garage? You
Yeah,
buy one
I
on
got it
Kijiji?
downstairs. Yeah, I'm the one cutting.
Hubcaps?
I'm cutting things out of metal with mine downstairs.
Yeah.
Really misusing it, I think. Truly, outdoor.dental. Go and check it out. Book yourself in. Get an assessment. Maybe you're not a candidate. Maybe you go in and say, no, this isn't going to be your thing. But I bet you're going to come out on the other end feeling a whole lot better about it. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at the Pinder Report. It is a presentation of Village Honda. Village. Good people at Village. Look at that one there. I drive one of those.
Yeah, what's that one?
Let's get going.
Your
dealership for life. Oh, it's very sporty. Very sporty. Village Honda, your dealership for life. They've got new, they've got used, and it's about the with new vehicle pricing. It's all MSRP, and with used and pre-owned, all makes, all models. And if you don't see what it is that you're after, if you got a certain, there's a certain brand, this is what I'm looking for, and you don't have it here. Well, let's go and take a look around, because inside our dealership group, we've got access to more than 400 pre-owned vehicles, and chances are they're going to have what it is you're looking for. They're worth the trip. It's your automotive destination, all in one stop. It's Village Honda, and they present the Pinder Report.
We start with last night in Minnesota. Night to remember in St. Paul. We were at the Grey Eagle, having a blast. High kicking on the big stage bar and had this to say on Afterburner. It's good times out there.
Conroy got ripped a bit when the trade went down, and we were dummies too. We sat and thought, it was for Toffoli. What are you going to get? A first, and what else, and what else? And then the trade comes through, and it's a third, and it's Sharangovich. And unless you follow the Eastern Conference or the Devils, you probably didn't know a whole lot.
Well, and he tumbled down their depth chart, right? He was a top liner that found himself healthy scratch last year, and I remember saying it when we were in Nashville. Your view of the trade just depends on how you feel about Yegor Sharangovich. And to be fair, not many people, period, knew a lot at all. And so when you acquire an unknown quantity for a very known one, it's like, what are we doing here? And a third round pick is just that, but now there's a name attached to it. And Idar Suniev had 6 points this weekend against Alaska Anchorage in NCAA hockey. And they're not great, and they had hit double digits in some games, but he's a freshman at college having a good year. And more importantly, Sharangovich, after a month on the fourth line, has looked like their best finisher. There it is. And we got to stop saying it was a third and Sharangovich. It was clearly Sharangovich and a third.
There you go.
Man.
You're bang on.
Standings look like this. We showed them already. Flip them around upside down. A do-si-do, and fifth overall. Let's go. Franchise center. Let's go. Let's go. Gauntlet run looks like this. What do we got? Well, it's been very passable. 4 wins in 11 games doesn't sound good, and it's not, but 4-5-2, well, that's only one game over 500. Thank you, loser points, Gary. Thank you. Tampa tomorrow. Florida Monday. Then to Greater LA for the Ducks and the Kings into Christmas break. You were saying something.
No, not at all. No, I wouldn't, when you look at that, I wouldn't have guessed there would be 2 wins against Dallas.
Yep.
I don't know that I would have
with Vegas.
Seen, a split with Vegas necessarily.
Carolina was in a bad way. And then some loser points.
There you go.
Games you had leads in. Interesting. Pretty good road trip from an entertainment perspective, a work ethic perspective. And, the coaching staff, I think, has to be, disappointed in lack of points, but the process has not been bad here at all. It's been some good hockey play. They just don't have a Rantanen or a Stone or an Eichel or a McKinnon or a Makar, and on and on and on the list goes.
And a lot of teams do.
Yeah.
When you start to look around, a lot of teams
have a Kaprizov and a Boldy, right?
They have superstar players.
Yeah, this team does not have an elite playmaker. It's like there's no star here. There's no superstar. So I guess you need everyone to be almost perfect to get things done, and that's a lot of guys you got to have on their best game. Here's the Toffoli Sharkey comparison that no one wanted to look at 2 weeks into the season when Toffoli went a house ablaze out of the gate in Jersey, but he's cooled off considerably. Gap's quite small. One guy's a UFA this summer, poof, and the others got some term and came with a prospect that's having a decent freshman year we just talked about, Suniev.
And we never doubted it. We knew right from the start.
Oh, we definitely
Great
doubted
deal,
it.
Craig. Great deal.
We wanted to see what the hell this kid was.
Did we?
And when the coach had him on the fourth line for a month, it was like, what are we doing? Why?
Yeah, I guess we did. Yeah.
Big night in Vancouver last night as Roberto Luongo went up to the Ring of Honor. And how did they show him what was up? Well, Thatcher Demko hung a 0. That's pretty cool. He said there was something special in the air. And Luongo, who had quite a roller coaster ride with this fan base, said, I'm so happy for you guys. Hockey is fun again in Vancouver. This is the way it's supposed to be. They loved him. They hated him. They found out he had a fake Twitter account with an alias of Strombone1. They loved him again. He hated his contract. Mike Keenan benched him for an outdoor game. And then boom, he was gone. Tortorella, excuse me.
Yeah. Did they hate him?
At the beginning, it was like, I think they were trying to understand what he was all about because he would have these comments and you're like, is he being a jerk or is he trying to make a joke? And then when they figured out the Twitter, it was like, oh, he's a funny guy. Now all this makes sense. We have the context. He doesn't mind a ha, ha, ha. And then it's
kind of like you. People aren't sure what to make of you.
Okay.
But then they see your Twitter and realize, oh, well, you're just, you're a funny guy.
Just a goofball.
Yeah.
He's tweeting toilet emojis when he was taking a dump in the playoffs. You gotta love
That's right. Yeah.
Who doesn't love that? It's lovable. Everyone poos, Dean. Let's go to a scrap, and I mean a scrap between Ottawa and St. Louis. Did you see this? Buckle up. Oh! It's good, Chuck. And Tucker.
What a scrap.
You know how good this is? I dig it. I'm digging it in the middle of the Pinder Report for fitting the Rentals.
Oh, wow.
We've never done it before. That's how bleeping good that was. With the old man in the building. Grandma wasn't there, folded arms. But this team sucks in Ottawa, and it shouldn't. The one guy you cannot blame is their captain and a guy who's scrapping a depth player. I love it. I dig it. Brady Tkachuk, you can be on my team any day of the week.
There you go. Finning. I dig it. Finning Canada, your local dealer for cat equipment, built to handle work in Western Canada. For heavy equipment for the job site, visit the Cat Rental Store, chat with the knowledgeable staff, and get what you need. Buy parts, rent tools, and power solutions. Visit finning.com for a location near you. Finning Cat, a proud partner of the National Hockey League.
Think that tilt? That's maybe tilt of the year.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, I'm with
Who the hell is Timmy Trumpet Tucker or whatever? Like,
Tucker sucks. But how don't you love Brady? How don't you love either one of them? We had one here.
Wow.
Too. Damn it.
Yeah.
Brady. Big, strong leader.
One of them signed a 7-year deal to stay in Canada.
Yes, he did.
In Ottawa.
The other one didn't.
Patrick Laine is going to spend some time on the shelf. It's not a 6-week benching from Pascal Vincent. It's a clavicle fracture, Dean.
Oh, no.
He's having a tough go. Oof. How does this end for Pat Laine?
How close is the clavicle to the motator cuff?
Motivator cuff?
That one's been broken. That has not gone well, man. It has not gone well, and I think they thought when Gaudreau was going in there that here's the playmaker he needs, and it hasn't worked for him.
It hasn't worked for anyone there. They might need to take a page from the book of the San Diego / Los Angeles Chargers, who said, shit's not working, you're fired. As last night, they got walloped by their biggest rival, the former California rivals, now in Nevada, 63-21. My goodness. The over-under was 30-something. Vegas had that at the half. They were up 42-0. This was an absolute slaughter at the old Death Star Stadium. And yeah, the only two people that probably should hang around are Herbert and whoever's doing their social media, which is always unreal with their schedule.
Yeah, their schedule reveals are great.
Yeah.
And you know what? If possible, that score makes it look more flattering than it was.
It's true. Yeah, it was
because there were some garbage time late points that went up for the Chargers there. That thing was a absolute snot bubbler at the half.
Not even close. And coach is gone.
Yeah.
Coach did say this a couple weeks ago, so he kind of fired himself, though. They said, hey, how do you know that this group hasn't quit on you and that, they're still working for you, Coach?
Brandon, there's so many close losses that it's kind of you compare and said kind of similar things about things you don't want one way, things you don't want the other way. Do you still feel like your messaging is hitting to people, to the members of this team, and still coming across?
Yeah, otherwise you'd get blown out of the stadium.
Oh.
In one of these games, you get blown out of the stadium, and
Right.
that hasn't happened. We've been tight with the best in the league, and the way we've
Yeah,
practiced, you would know, and the way that our guys compete in the game. So we're going to have to continue to make adjustments to close these games out and play a cleaner game in all three phases. But this is a close locker room,
Right.
and they got a lot of pride, and we're going to be tested moving forward, and that's a fact.
So here's a black bag for you, sir. If you could just, in that garbage bag, place all of your belongings from the office, that would be great.
Jeez.
Also, an open invite,
Yeah.
someone on social media. Do you have any sort of jerseys? You can come try out for this team. They suck.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, have we been blown out yet? No, we haven't.
That's right. Next game, blown out.
Blam. Yeah.
And apparently Staley was going through security. He wasn't on the plane. We're like, let's go, let's go. It was a short flight back from Nevada. That's the good news from last
Annie. Annie's got a blue check mark. Annie, come on.
Poor Annie.
Yeah, dude's happy.
We got Saturday games in the NFL. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
And there it is.
Here you go. See ya. Yeah. Bye. GM2.
Double T.
Top 5 pick is where they should be honing in on here. I would have left him for another 3 weeks. Make sure you go over to finish the season.
You believe the Belichick stuff?
Why not? Why not? I mean, if you're Belichick, what's a better spot? You got a young franchise quarterback. That's the hardest thing to have in the sport. Got a great stadium. It's no bad weather.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like usually if you're going to be a new coach in a place, it's a total mess, but he's got a lot of stuff that's good there. Like if you're going to Chicago, it's like, who's the quarterback? I don't even know. Like, are they keeping Fields? Are they trading him? At least they have picks, but.
And Belichick had been kind of linked
quarterback
to the Commanders, and depending.
So who'd you rather coach?
Right?
Sam Howell or Justin Herbert?
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. Saturday games in the NFL tomorrow. Let's take a peek at the slate. Here are the odds on Betway.
Why are we doing this? Why are we having Saturday games?
College is done. So the NFL says we'll take more of your money, please.
Jeez.
Vikings, Bengals, Steelers, Colts, Broncos, Lions, and you're upset about more football. Look in the mirror, please.
No, I'm not. It's just that I can get ready for Sunday. I'm probably going to have stuff I got to do tomorrow.
Yeah, well, the good news is that's not the most tantalizing slate of all time. There's a lot of not good football teams there. Maybe the Denvers, who've won, I think, 6 of 7 or 5 of 6, can give Detroit a scare. But the other ones, I don't know that I see good teams there.
That's some bad quarterback play.
Backup quarterback, backup quarterback, backup quarterback, backup quarterback. That's your top 4 right there.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, it's actually the Vikings' 3rd quarterback because they went from Cousins to Dobbs, now to Mullen. It's Jake Browning his pants for the Bengals. He's been good. Yeah, no, we'll save the good ones for you on Sunday, Dean. Good deal?
Okay.
Yeah.
Preach.
You want to go to the Panthers game? Very affordable. 45 cents for this seat here. 45 for that seat there. Oof.
Not an obstructed view.
Atlanta, Carolina. Good seats still available. 45 cents. Oof. That's right. Luka Doncic is a dad. Did you know that?
I didn't. No.
He's done this since becoming a dad. He's averaging 52.5 points and 12.5 helps. That's very good. Dimes.
5 games. Wow.
That's a heater.
Well, there's nothing else he'd be doing, right? Because after you have a kid, you got to kind of
need some time to lay low.
You got to lay low for a little bit. So may as well play some hoops.
Got some dumb shit for you. This was, I think this was you because you guys are getting set up for Christmas, right? You got in earlier this week and you're hustling to get up the Christmas gear. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Don't fall.
I like your shorts too, Dean.
Thanks. It's my Vancouver Grizzlies. Perfect. Yeah, I told her I shouldn't have this chair on the table.
I know. Yeah. I like that you had your hand on the ceiling, though, just to make sure.
Or is there somebody other than me that should put the star on top?
Poor table and the tree.
And the tree came down. Yeah.
Now, Rhett always plays tricks on the shoveler. And check out this alarm he had set up for her. in Buffalo before he left for the tournament.
It's beginning to look a lot like fuck this. I don't like the cold. I hate the fucking snow. It just has to go because I'm going to go fucking insane.
Yeah, Shelfer didn't like it.
No.
I mean, waking up with a snowblower, that's not nice. Next.
So wheelbarrowed snow into the bedroom and then
just
fired up the snowblower.
You really got to want it. It's a lot of work. It's a huge mess.
Is. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're going to make it, though, those two. Those crazy kids.
Yeah, those crazy kids. Now, luckily you made it. I saw you were in the basement showing off for your dogs here on your mini trampoline, Dean.
Yeah, I got that's it there. Yeah.
Attaboy. Those big calves help you for balance.
Good for the joints. Yeah, I got to go to Rona after the show and get some patch. Drywall patch.
Watch one more time.
What if he hit a stud? I mean, again, guys, so stupid.
We're too stupid well on the show.
So stupid.
We had an anthem fail. Let's check it out. Anthem fail. We love an anthem fail.
In all of us command, from far and wide we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Not our best anthem fail, but an anthem fail nonetheless. So
it is an anthem fail. And actually, I saw
far and wide twice. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to throw this into the, because I had taken the screen grabs and I didn't know if we were going to get to it or not. But our guy, Jason Greger from up in Edmonton, he had tweeted about it. He says, it's embarrassing how many U.S. singers don't know the words to O Canada. Teams should be embarrassed trotting out old people who don't respect the country enough to learn the words. What a joke, twice in a week. And then a guy who is on Twitter, known as Hockey Insider, he says, I say run with it. Start giving the singers lyrics to songs by Rush and Chilliwack. Let's rock this shit. No time to be offended by some flunky from the City Tech Music Theater program. Hand them the lyrics to Turn Me Loose, Turn Up Loverboy, and stuff a tube sock down your slacks. I agree. Let's go.
With that.
Lean into it.
Yeah.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Let's go. Fire it up.
Let's go. Alanis Morissette, Canadian, Jan Arden. You can do all kinds of stuff. Insensitive. Kerr loves that song. Let's go.
Loves it still to this day.
You lost your wallet, but somebody returned it for you, Dean.
That's right.
Which is great. Here, the doorbell cam caught it all.
I think you left your wallet in the Walmart parking lot. I just want to drop it off. I found the address. I just followed it here. But I am going to take a 20 because gas prices are pretty crazy right now. But I'm just going to set it on this little bench right here. So outside right here on the side.
It's a good kid.
20. You know what? It's not a lot different than when you go to a restaurant and there's the applied tip. Just this is going to be my finder's fee. 20 seems fair.
That's a very reasonable rate for your wallet.
Seems like it.
And finally, we got some video. Rhett was trying to bury this, but the internet is undefeated. And so if there's some bad video out there, it's going to leak. This is back on 4th of July. Yeah, let's have a look here.
I believe you in this show now.
Eh? I think that was his celebration. He got his green card done. He's finally.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he really felt the patriotic spirit that day.
He sure did.
I was hoping that the friggin' barbell was going to go through the floor of the boat.
It was
or
close.
Something. It was close
too. I was like, oh. Well, Rhett got a good bounce finally.
How did you hold out on that video for so long?
Well, like I said, he was trying to get it buried. He was, I don't know. We had to pan out a little. It was
Can't fool you.
Too revealing for his liking. He didn't like that.
Can't fool you.
Yeah. That's your Pinder Report, Dean.
And it's brought to you by Village Honda. New in-stock inventory on the ground, more arriving daily. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing is MSRP. And as we were saying, I mean, the weather's pretty darn good. It's not always going to be that way. So if there's some repair in your vehicle, I know for me, I'm kind of in that ballpark. It's like,
oh, really?
You smell antifreeze? I'm sure it's fine. If there is that kind of thing that's maybe happening, take it to Village Honda. Get that thing taken care of. Don't wait. Great service, great selection of new and used, and just the best people going. You'll appreciate the fact that you did. Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall. How is our buddy Anthony?
He's great. Very good. He's working a lot over the holidays so his staff can take vacation. That's how good of a guy he is.
Hey, I mean, that's what heroes do.
Also, he's leaving town in January, so, you know.
Oh, I see.
But, hey, it's a win for everyone.
It is. Everyone's a winner. Today is the final day of our Top Shelf Elf Christmas campaign, and it is in support of Closer to Home, Calgary-based charity, and they then, they have in place their Adopt a Family for the Christmas season. And I was emailing with them yesterday, and it looked like the number of families that were still in need of support was so great that they were maybe going to extend the deadline. They were going to have to push it, which is not good news. But thanks to people like the people watching this show, the people at McLeod Law, there was a bit of a kind of a blitz, an email blitz that went out. And it looks as though, and including this, they have taken into account that we are hopefully coming through with some funds for them. It looks as though, once again, this Christmas, the families that applied and did come through are going to be having Christmas. So this is it's the best thing going.
I have some more mail today. I don't know. We've never had a mail day. This is two
deliveries.
This
the mail bag?
No, this says barn burner from Bonton. So I don't know what's the urgency today, but would you look at this? Now, you remember what happened last year. My goodness.
Yeah.
Our boy, Greg from Bonton, $5,000 for Closer to Home right there. Check scratched.
He's just one of he is such a fan. He's a great Calgarian. He's a great human. It's because he's also donated an auction item.
Yeah, so that's like well over $6,000 now that will be raised thanks to Greg and all the great staff at Bonton. Unbelievable.
We come on here and we tell you about wanting to align with good people, and it sounds like, oh yeah, you guys, these are the best people going. They put their money where the mouth is. It's too much. It's too much, but it's so great. Thank you, Greg. And this is what when we say support the sponsors, this is the stuff. That's why you go to Bonton and say, yeah, I'm getting my stuff here because this is a guy who does things the right way. That's unbelievable. Greg, thank you so much for that. We will add that to the total when it comes due later today. And with any luck, we're going to surpass our goal. We were just over $20,000 all in last year, and it's tracking towards being over that this year. So that is awesome. Nationgear.ca. And I can't, at this point, the prizes are great, but whatever we can do today, and that's sometimes how these auctions work, that in the last day, maybe you kind of lurk in the weeds and then you try and get that prize that you want. Let's chip away at a few of them here. I know we had just brought up, it came in late this week. It was kind of just 2 days ago, but the number is already up there. Launchpad, if you've never been to Launchpad, you need to. It's a great for the holidays when you got family here and you're getting cabin fever, but you still got to spend time together. Launchpad is the place to go. And if you've never been and you don't know what it is, I'm not even telling you. Just know that you're going to love it. And this experience, there you see it. 3 hours of sweet time at the Heritage Point location of Launchpad for up to 4 people. You're going to join Pinder and myself. We're going to have a few drinks and buy some nibblies. and fire some golf balls. At Launchpad, we'll have a date picked out between all of us. We'll get something that works. And you will get you'll get a round of golf at the Mickelson National Golf Course, plus a foursome round at Heritage Point Golf Course. So that is an unreal prize.
Two of the finest. Yep.
Thank you to the Windmill Group and to Launchpad for coming through. That one sits at $12.25.
Wow, nice.
The Calgary game experience, Calgary Flames. Flames came through late last week, and the only reason they came through so late is because I wasn't sure what to even ask for. We're going to find a game coming up that works for the team and for yourself. You'll meet me at the rink on a Flames game day. We're going to go in and watch the morning skate, and we're going to be joined by Craig Conroy, the Flames general manager. You'll get the full Craig experience, answering questions, telling you stories, and just you talk about good people. Craig, as you know, is one of those guys as well. So thank you to the Calgary Flames. And then you're going to the game that night for premium tickets, courtesy of the Flames, to go and watch a home game. So that is a very cool day right there. That is up for auction right now. Again, nationgear.ca. Just look for the Top Shelf Elf link. You'll find it there. McLeod Law, who is our presenting sponsor of the Top Shelf Elf, they came through. They've got tickets to a Flames game. They've got tickets to a Hitman game, and then a luxurious basket with wine in there.
Mm-hmm.
Got some, nice.
These are great seats for the Flames. I don't know if you've ever sat by the camera wells, Dean. They put them in a spot for a reason. You can see everything. It is an amazing place to watch a game from.
So that's a great one. Thank you to McLeod Law for coming in and making that donation. That one's going to be fired out later today. We talked with Darcy Hordichuk yesterday. We're going to have more specific details on this, but it's the Waste Management. The Waste Management Open. It's held in Phoenix every year, and he has 4-day passes to hole number 16, and we're gonna be happy to pass those across. And he was talking yesterday, there's drinks and there's food, and it sounds like there's a lot going on, but we will get more specific details on this. But it is if you know, the Waste Management is unlike any other event. So there's 4-day passes to the Waste Management up for grabs. ATB has come through, our buddy John Winwick. ATB continues to give back to the community. They support hockey and all sport, boys, girls, men, women at all levels. They have the press level hockey game experience. And what that means is 25 tickets to a Flames game. Yes, so 25 of them. There's the March 16th game against Montreal. And
always
then there's
Montreal is one of the games of the year every year. It doesn't matter what the standings say. There's only once a year when the Habs fans come in, and it is a blast.
So that's game number one. Game number two, a separate auction item, is I believe it's the final game of the season, or the final home game anyway, against the San Jose Sharks. So each one of these experiences, you get 25 seats and 25 vouchers for food and drinks. So like hot dogs and a drink. It's great for kids. It's great for whatever event you want to hold. And if you look at the price, if you look at the ticket prices here, this is a whopper of a deal, all things considered. It's about the adopt a family, but somebody's going to be walking away with an unbelievable experience here for a heck of a prize. Or a heck of a dollar. We're going to try and get that bumped up over the course of today as well. The Calgary Stampeders, they did it last year. They've come back again. 4 tickets to the home opener at McMahon, tailgating parking pass. You'll get on the field for the pregame when they're doing their warm-ups and kind of their walkthrough thing. It's loud. It's cool. It's a unique vantage point. If you've never been on the field at a CFL game, even just for warm-up, because that's what it is. It's for the warm-up. It's still so unique. And you'll also get a signed Stampeder jersey. So thanks to everybody over on Crowchild with the Stampeder office for coming through with that one once again. The Barn Burner experience.
Oh, baby.
It's you'll join us in studio. We do the show every day. We'd love to have you in studio. You'll watch us do our thing. Stock up on exclusive Barn Burner and Flames Nation merch. Now, I know that Madison at the Edmonton office, she said, I'm sending you some stuff. I don't even know what's in here.
Oh, have you not opened? Okay.
I haven't opened it, but this showed up, and I believe this is what it is. It's some stuff for the Barn Burner for the auction item. It's because it says Barn Burner and Flames Nation. Maybe I'll just keep this for myself.
Let's see what it is first.
Well,
something else that was my wife ordered. That's a dustbuster.
What is it with you? And like,
Dustbuster.
People's wives. Like
a roommate. Live with her. Oh,
Flames
look
Nation
at
hat.
that. Wow.
Flames Nation hat. Another Flames Nation hat. This stuff is all. We got some t-shirts. Flames Nation. That's the gray.
One's a hoodie, one's a t-shirt.
The gray t-shirt. We got hoodies in here. I don't even have one of these. So there you go. Some Flames Nation stuff. You're going to watch the show in studio, and then after the show's over, we're going to go have some lunch and have a heck of a good time. Have some laughs. So that's coming up. That's also, again, it's us. So whatever we're worth. Cavalry FC, 4 tickets to an FC game, parking pass, scarves, and then a little meet and greet with Tommy Wheeldon Jr., one of the finest guys going. Yeah.
Top of the table, Tommy, his post-match press conference. Sit down, chat about the game, and
and he'll be in good spirits because they don't lose at home. That's how that works.
They're phenomenal.
This is a cool one, and don't sleep on this one from the Calgary Surge. If you didn't get to a Surge game last year, you probably heard us talking about it.
God, they were
this
great.
is the game. 4 tickets to the Surge season opener that's going to be held at the Saddle Dome.
Ooh.
They're going to the Dome for the season opener.
That's the season right there.
That's right. And 4 Surge jerseys. So that one is up there. What do we
the
have?
gear's
4?
unreal. Like the swag is awesome. The experience is phenomenal. The Surge are doing a great job. Like it's 1 year they've been around. It feels like it's longer than that. And it's just people are talking about how fun these games are. If you haven't heard about the target score, like if you think the end of a basketball game is boring, you're right. Not in this league though. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Walk-offs every game.
They've done a great job. The Surge have done a great job in year 1. The fans have been lights out for it. So that is going to be a cool experience. Our buddy Justin at Vina Nova, he is back in. It's his and hers watches. You're getting 2 of them. You're getting both a men's and women's Tissot watch, courtesy of Vina Nova. He's such a good guy.
He's a good dude.
Good old Justin. Just such
this
a
thing's
good
been
guy.
Climbing up pretty quickly here. Look at this. The bids are flying in.
That's right. As it should be. Heck of a prize there.
Wow.
So thank you to Justin for being there right from day one. And once again, supporting the Christmas campaign. There's Greg again, comes through with a massive check today. He was already in for the Meat Lovers prize. It's a hind quarter of beef. It's going to be done the way you want it, packaged, the whole thing. And that one is now at 1,100. Let's get that. Let's get that thing up there.
That's a lot of good meat.
Yeah, this is great stuff. Greg is not, as you can tell, Greg is a man who cares. You're not going to go in there and he's going to be finding the worst stuff from the back of the freezer. It's not how it works. You're getting quality stuff from the most quality place in town, Bon Ton Meat Market. So can't say enough. Thank you, Greg, for coming in on that one. Yet another auction item available. This one is awesome. We did it last year. Cody and Rhonda Snyder, they give back, and they don't want people talking about it. They're very. I'm not sure across the board for what they are. They run the Bull Bustin event. It's sold out every year. Every single night there's a different charity or 2 charities, and they give back every single night. Tonight it's how many thousand for this charitable endeavor? How many thousand for this? How many thousand for this? And they are stepping up here for us as well. The event is sold out. You can't get a ticket, but here you get 4 VIP passes. You get the parking pass. You will have the pre-party. You'll have the post-party, which is in the Grey Eagle, the event center. They got the live bands. It thumps in there. And then, of course, VIP seating to watch the bull riding, food and drink vouchers. You're going to be in the Snyder VIP section, and a meet and greet with world champion bull rider Cody Snyder.
Who, and you noted it, like the amount of funds they've poured into charities around the community. I think of the Child Advocacy Center that our pal Sheldon Kennedy got up and running. Like they have made an incredible impact on the community with the funds raised at this annual event that has more and more nights every year, but it's still always sold out because it's so damn good.
They do so much for people in this area. They, again, can't say enough. Cody and Ron are just the best. So thanks to them for coming through again. We've aligned ourselves here, as you know, with Origin Malting and Brewing, the Hilton family out in Strathmore. Again, quality people who give back. They have it's basically the beer experience. We like to say it's the Barnburger Blonde, but you're going to get the whole thing. A private executive tour of the malting and brewing facility. a tap room tasting for, is that a 6? And some Origin malting and brewing swag to wear home. So you'll get to see, because they are one of the only ones in Canada that do it. They plant it, harvest it, grow it, take it to the malting plant, they malt it, and then they brew it, and then they serve it. It's farm to glass, one of the few in the country that do it, and no one does it better. So that is a very cool experience. Thank you to Sterling and Spencer and all the people out with Origin. Store Wall, I've got it in my garage. I love it. Mike at Store Wall has come through with a great prize pack. It's the slot wall that you put on your garage wall. Instead of having stuff lying around everywhere, it's the best. It's the slot wall, and then you get the hooks, and there's a bunch of different kinds. I'm not even going to explain. You know what they are. There's hooks of all different types, whatever it is. It's going to make your garage complete. You're going to love it. He's throwing in a bunch of hooks plus the slot wall. It's going in there, the professional installation within 75 kilometers of Calgary. And I can tell you, I just speaking from experience, I have it and I love it. And when people go by, it's you're so organized. You're so neat. It's like, no, I'm a pig.
That's you.
I'm a complete slob. I just got Mike to come in and put up store wall, put up the slot wall on my garage wall, and it looks great. So it is one of those things that you will love every day you go into your garage when it looks nice and neat and organized. So that's a great prize in there as well. To everybody who came in, I believe that's what we've got. It ends today.
If I could just say one thing real quick here. Walshy in the comments has said, guys, I wish I could do more to help, but I just dropped $25 in the donations one. We do have a spot for your donations. If you want to throw a little bit of cash in there, it's not an auction item, but we will have some prizing for folks. If you got a 10, a 20, whatever it is, you don't have to be the winner of the package to help Closer to Home and our good friends with their Christmas campaign.
Great point by you, because last year we threw that in there and it was a significant amount. It really pushed us over the top. We would have been shy of that $20,000 mark, which was kind of our goal. So if whatever it is, 5, 10, 20, and as you said, there is pricing. I know Justin from Venanova said he's going to throw something in there. We're just kind of running. We're running to the finish here. It ends in 9 hours or whatever it is there you saw on the website. So whatever you can do today, it's all going to support the Adopt a Family for Christmas with Closer to Home. And they are so appreciative at Closer to Home. I've received a number of emails. They just, anytime we talk about them or share our experience, because I've talked about the letters and the Christmas cards that we got after the fact from people who were so thankful. They get the gift cards and cards to grocery stores so they can go and buy stuff for Christmas dinner, buy gifts for one another instead of giving a list and then somebody else does the shopping. It's part of the experience. It's not just receiving, it's the giving, and it's a wonderful, wonderful cause. So thanks to everybody for jumping in. You've got till tonight to get those bids in.
Yeah, it looks like 9:30 tonight Mountain Time. I'll throw a tweet out later in the evening so you don't forget, and do the same, Dino. We'll give one last push in the evening, but really impressed with our pals, our buddies for stepping up. I've seen a lot of these packages really ramp up in the last 24 hours here.
And if it's $10, if it's $20, that's good with us. We'd love it. Betway bets. Do some Betway bets. I guess it's our football picks. It's Friday.
It is, yes. This is serious. We've only got a few weeks left to determine who the greatest picker is.
I need a little bit of redemption after last week.
If you saw Rhett's old truck that we sold on the other show, he's been quite a picker for a while.
Yeah, he's quite a picker, all right. Get the Betway app on your phone, get it on your tablet, get it on your desktop, however you want to do it. Just get Betway in your life. Bet the responsible way with Betway. It's going to make it more exciting. We hit on our Betway bets yesterday. I guess you were 1 point off on the Zeri. You had the Sharangovich.
500. That would have been nice. Sharangovich scores. That's a pretty number. You drilled that Boldy first goal. We've had a really good week, Dino.
Yeah. St. Louis won last night in their first game. It's that whole new coach thing. Seems to work. So here's my picks. Kansas City at New England. Everybody, the Chiefs. I don't know about the Chiefs. Is Pacheco this -8? The Chiefs, I think, are ready to put this thing. They're going to show the league what it is. And New England.
You know who else is ready for the draft? New England. Yeah, they understand the project. They're going to get throttled here.
Yeah. And then you've got what is it? Tommy Cutlets.
DeVito.
Everyone loves DeVito. Settle down. Easy does it. Big game for the Saints in the Dome. Their defense has been quite good.
Yeah.
Saints -5.5. It's right. I would love it to be a little lower, but I think it's still enough of a number that I'm going to take New Orleans to stop DeVito and Cutlets and Saquon and the boys.
Cutlets. Okay.
And then Tampa Bay, they got nothing left. They're in Green Bay. It's cold in Green Bay.
Is that right?
It's Tampa Bay. It's warm. It's cold. It's no good. 3.5. So I'm taking favorites here across the board. 1 road favorite, 2 home favorites.
Yeah.
But I do like these 3 picks. Green Bay, New Orleans, and Kansas City, all giving away points, but those are my picks.
3 games over 500. Good work this season, Dino. And you got to bounce back and really get rolling. Here are my picks of the week. I really like Tampa Bay getting 3.5 points. They haven't been that bad. Green Bay stumbled. So,
right.
Taking Green Bay -3.5. Jets getting 9.5 points. They looked a lot better with the Milf Hunter back under center. They could run the ball and play some D. 9.5 too many with Miami. So I'm taking Miami -9.5.
Right.
Finally, Zona. They've surprised some teams. I think it was earlier this year they kind of stunned San Francisco by being in a game, like past the half. It was not a blowout. I like 12.5 points there, and my gut's always wrong. So we're going San Fran laying the 12.5 points.
Now, do we know if Tyreek is playing? Because he has not been practicing.
They've got some injury issues, but I still just think they run the ball. They've got weapons on offense. They play at great pace.
Yeah.
Again, I actually like the Jets, but you see how
right, of course, yeah. There you have it.
So if I could run the slate, I get close to 500. That is unthinkable with the hole I dug myself. I'd gone 11 in a row incorrect.
Well, Jack, I was wondering where you were going here on this one. Let's get to the
First of all, I really hate when you have the same picks as me, and then you just like the opposite though.
Opposite George them.
Like,
yeah.
You opposite George them, but you have the same ones as me.
Right.
Drives me nuts.
I'll pick last if that helps.
Yeah, maybe I'll put yours last. I am going with Pittsburgh this week, fellas. This isn't.
You quit betting on
I know
Pittsburgh
I quit.
3 times
No, I said I would quit betting with my heart. This feels like a good bet. Pittsburgh.
Who's their quarterback?
Mitch.
Mitch who?
You know what? I actually don't mind this pick. I don't mind
both
this pick.
these teams, but somebody has to win. So you're getting points, sure. Continue.
For whatever that's worth. I don't know why I bothered
I
even
just
to bring
can't
that up.
quit them. He keeps saying he's.
But I know you're going. Yeah, you're going Steelers regardless. I actually kind of like that pick.
It is a good pick. Like they've lost 2 in a row to 2 and 10 teams. Tomlin's got to finish 500 at least, or 9-8. He's got to keep that winning record going.
That's right.
That's all he cares about. That's all this franchise cares about. So they'll win this game. 1.5 on the road in Indy. It's going to be low scoring and shitty, but I think Pittsburgh covers. Then I'm on San Fran in Arizona. San Fran's the best team in the NFL right
Looks
now.
like it.
Not even close.
Purdy's been great.
Ayuk,
Debo, McCaffrey, deadly defense.
Yeah. Arizona's the shits.
Yeah.
San Fran -12.5. And then I'm on Miami. I didn't know Tyreek Hill was injured, though. Looks like he's questionable.
Well, we don't know yet, so.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been practicing.
I just looked. Questionable for Sunday, so whatever that means.
That means flip a coin.
Does it?
Questionable is supposed to be a 50-50 shot.
Anyways.
Probable is better than 50-50. Doubtful is very low probability.
Jets really good week last week. They also suck. That's not going to happen again. Miami 9.5 easy cover.
They've been a cover machine for you, Dean, and you went away from them last week, and it was a good time to, as they didn't. They got beat on that weird doubleheader Monday, but generally speaking, Miami's been excellent covering the last 2 months.
It's one of those, it's right there. Now, Devon Achane, they don't know if he's playing. They don't know if Tyreek is playing, and the Jets are coming off of, I don't think they win, but is it to keep it under 10? It's just right. It's an uncomfortable spot, but I do like, was almost there with Miami. Yeah, I've done well with Miami all season. Now, did Warner put picks in, or
he did? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good.
He was studying the lines all night. He hardly slept. Yeah.
Right. So he's got Green Bay, similar to Jack and myself. Do we all have Green Bay at home?
As well. No, Jack doesn't.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I had the
smarten up, Jack. Tampa Bay going into Green Bay, Packers -3.5. True to form. You asked about this one. He always takes Buffalo. He always takes Dallas. Trouble is they're playing each other.
Yeah.
So he's going with the Bills at home -2. Not
Look
sure.
at the lines here.
And then once again, he's got Miami as well, minus 9.5 at home against the Jets.
How is Dallas getting 2? Like, I know they're on the road and the weather's not supposed to be great, but that's I would be very happy getting 2 points as a Cowboys fan. They're used to having to lay points all over, and it's like you're never getting a good deal. It's the biggest fan base in the country. You're never going to square bet against the Cowboys. 2 points there.
Is it possible that this is that Cowboy spot, which happens every year
when everyone believes,
when they start to suck you in and you look, hey, they're getting points here, and
just
then they'll
Philly
kick you right in the junk with it. But yeah, if I was putting money on it, I would take Dallas getting points there. So there, and who's going to argue with Retro? 23-16, crushing it,
tidy,
just crushing.
Yeah, whatever his process is.
There is no process, is the thing.
He picks Dak, he picks the Bills, and he finds one other game. I don't even know if he knows the lines. He's just picking team names.
I'm going to take all the teams that wear blue. Well, congratulations, you win our fantasy. Great.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Giants.
That's the Betway bets, the point spread picks. We will have the results. There's no Monday games there, right? So we'll have results on Monday. For that.
That's right. Yep.
Thank you, Betway. We appreciate you. Get the Betway app, play along, be responsible, and do it with Betway, our buddies, gaming partners of Barn Burner.
Monday nighter is Eagles, Seahawks, and Eagles favored by 3 on the road. So that could be a gooder, and we've got that all queued up for potentially Monday night bets, although we also have Flames on Monday night as well, as they'll be hosting Florida.
There you go.
Lamborghini back in town.
I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago. Welcome back to all the good people at Tourism Jasper. We were up in Jasper last January and got to kind of appreciate you guys went to the brewer. I didn't get there for whatever reason. You guys all went out and ate at the brewery while you were up there. We were doing the pond hockey. Of course,
I hadn't been to Jasper since high school. And I was like, you have something in your head of what you think it is. And then you get up there and I'm like, way more picturesque. I thought we were going to have a great time. It shattered my expectations. Jasper Park Lodge was sensational. I know Marmot Basin's already open. They got discounted lift tickets right now, and it's full on winter wonderland already. It is, and that drive is something special. I tell you, the Icefields Parkway,
beautiful. Yeah, and I'd never been, so it was an eye opener for me. You mentioned Marmot Basin, open for skiing and snowboarding. Lift tickets currently 60% off until terrain is available. So that's all right. If you like
turns in
saving money. The new knob quad chair opens this month. Access to the higher than the previous chair, so it's more terrain.
That sounds like some sort of weird device that Rhett would have, the knob quad chair.
It's the knob quad chair.
Just sit here for an hour.
Make sure you take the bar down. Everybody just sit, get ready. All access, more terrain than the previous chair. Alpine Bowls, the escape card. In addition, 50% off of full day lift tickets and all season long with no blackout dates. So once that 60% goes away, you're still going to get 50% off with the escape card. Venture beyond. Go to jasper.travel for more information.
Can't wait to get back up there. It was an absolute blast. Even if we did have to see some of those honks from the cultural capital.
Oilers Nation people.
Hanging on every shift like they're coaching the damn team.
Oh, they love that team.
Ooh.
They love it. What's on the menu for DoorDash? Let's take a look. DoorDash, of course, restaurants, groceries, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops. Get what you want when you want from where you want. And it's as easy as downloading the DoorDash app. And right now, the deal is this one. Limited time, 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you get that DoorDash app and enter the promo code NATION25, NATION25. We're just saving you money everywhere here, folks. I don't know what you want to do. So for DoorDash, what's on the menu tonight?
Well, we're starting with the doubleheader tonight. We'll start with the appetizer, the Atlanta Hawks in Toronto to take on the Toronto Raptors. This is the Vince Carter Bowl. Of course, he was Air Canada when he played for the Raptors, and an ageless wonder while playing for the Hawks. How about that? We also have the Jack Eichel Bowl. That starts at 8 p.m. in Vegas as the Sabres visit Sin City. So Vince Carter Bowl, Jack Eichel Bowl. That's you could order maybe a delicious rice bowl, fish bowl, turkey bowl. Go with the bowl theme tonight on DoorDash.
Turkey bowl. Delicious.
So good.
There it is. Nation 25 to get that 25% off deal. 0 delivery fees on your first order of 15 or more. Nation 25. Dash that for the win with DoorDash. You're off to the mountains this weekend, are you not?
We have kid hockey tournament in Canmore. So indeed. And I will be seeing our good pal Luke Alvey over at Can Golf.
Really?
Team event there.
Good guy.
I'll see if we can't get the blonde on tap. That wouldn't be a bad idea up there.
Well, why wouldn't you? These are fun ones. Kid hockey.
We haven't had a really we've done the tiny little middle of nowhere town, but Canmore is very different. The parents are very excited.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. My daughter's ringette team, we got our out of town tournament. There was going to be 2. Parents voted, yeah, let's do 2. And then you couldn't get into one. We have been, my understanding is we've been accepted to the one in Airdrie.
Wow, Airdrie. This time of year? What a treat.
It's nice to get out of town, though, right?
Yeah, you going to get a hotel?
Get away. Don't know why I brought that up. It's just yesterday. It's like, oh, yeah, Canmore. Those are great. Go to Banff or go where. It's fun.
Get out to Medicine Hat, maybe. Go down to the Windy City.
Lethbridge, yeah.
You go into the
Airdrie's beautiful.
Invermere, maybe Canal Flats, big tournaments in there.
Yeah, for sure. Can't wait.
Airdrie.
Which I guess is out of town. Nonetheless. Barn Burner is sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/FlamesNation and get on your way to becoming your best self. Getting help or deciding that you need help or going through with actually pursuing the help that you need, it can be a lot. And it's very easy when it's convoluted and confusing and you just don't know what to do. It's one of the first things, you'll kind of just wipe it off and clear it off your desk. And I'm fine. It'll get better. And chances are it doesn't just automatically get better without putting in a little bit of effort, which is why BetterHelp is a great solution for a lot of us guys who either struggle to figure things out. We procrastinate on things. You forget about things. With this, it's convenient. It's designed to be flexible. It's entirely online. You make it to your own schedule. Find that little pocket what works for you, and you get the therapy that you need. You just kind of sit down and you start talking some things out, and it's the licensed therapist. The fit is important, and you'll know if you're talking with one of the therapists, because you go through this questionnaire, and when you're talking with them, if the fit isn't right, you're probably going to know. And then at any time you can switch therapists for no additional charge. But when you find that person that you kind of jive with, and then you get into your routine, what's happening, what's maybe causing issues, and then you start building some strategies, coming up with some solutions. We're going to try this. If you see this coming, it's just about kind of small changes. It's not a huge, just small changes, and see how it goes. And with BetterHelp, it's online. It's really meant to be something that works for you. That isn't, you don't have to turn your life upside down, because that's, like I say, I just know for me, if it takes a whole lot of work to do it, I'm probably just not going to do it. And there's probably nothing more important than making things right in your own head. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/FlamesNation today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FlamesNation. That will put an end to the show. Have a great weekend out in Canmore. Say hi to Lou Kelvy for us.
Yes, Lukey. Yeah. If he's not golfing down under.
Right, yeah. Jack, what do you got going this weekend aside from just waiting for the football game to start and then hating your life?
I got a busy day tomorrow. I'm actually going to the Flames game too. So wake up, football, Steelers game at 2:30, Flames game at 8.
Tampa.
Buddy's birthday party at Greta after.
Oh, wow. Greta getting in the mix.
Holy. Yeah. Saturday's busy.
Baby.
Sunday, I'll be in my bed and watching more football.
I might have a game card for you from Greta.
I was going to end with home games. It's what you do.
Kidding me? Pre-post? Never mind if they have an OT winner. Ha! Go get it.
Keep an eye on overtime.
Yes.
You win in overtime.
OT winner.
Well, if it's an OT win for the Flames at home, you best be going to Greta. They're giving away all kinds of free orders of nugs, things like that. They did game cars last year. It's
Great
on.
call by you, though. It's a
That's a day right
sneaky
there.
good spot, man, for a birthday party, a Christmas party. And I was saying the other night, I was saying that if you've got, it's much like I was saying with Launchpad, if you got family in town for Christmas, family tends to stay too long. You know what I mean? Take them to Greta.
Yes, there's another good one.
That's a great one. So if you have family in town and you're thinking of things to do with them, it's Greta for sure.
Many wings. If you want Uncle Drunky Pants to be in a different room than you can do that at Greta.
That's right. Yeah. You're still doing
hockey,
something
Grandpa.
together.
I'm playing Mario Kart.
Yeah. Separately together. It's
Yeah.
just that it's the perfect little spot. Why wouldn't you do it? That'll do it for the program. Have a safe and great weekend, everybody. We're back on Monday. See you, buddies.
That'll it.